What up? What up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm MoeDotJ, and we are locked in. Ah, man. Oh, yeah. What up? What up? Welcome back to the channel. This is the Mo You Know, because we on both channels today. All right, give me a second. We can get loaded up right now. I am off tomorrow. Today, we had a call in, and it said that it was snowing too much. You might not be able to step foot on the streets because it is icy as a mother effer. And they already called today and said tomorrow there will be no work. So tonight, we're up working. Tonight we're up working. We got a little, Arctic blast over here. That's what they want to call it. When I think Arctic blast, I'm thinking something I get from Quick Trip. You know what I mean? But we got a couple of topics tonight. We got electric cars. We're going to talk about Hertz. I know we were talking about it a little bit in the Discord. We're going to go through that and find out what's really going on. We have some video footage talking about a potential cult. And we also have a hotel scam that went down. That's about 45 minutes. So we're going to save that to the end. We'll watch the whole things and we'll piece it together with what information we have. Because I think it was actually taking place in 2022. But hit that like button when you come in here. Give people a second. I know it's earlier in the day than we usually go live. What time is it? 7, 1. So what? 12? Is what, 1 Eastern? What up, Monique? Some crazy stuff going on out there in the world, man. Some crazy stuff. Matter of fact, let me see something. James, that's that. All right, here we go. I was trying to get everything, like as far as like some articles, bring them up, but we're gonna have to do this on the fly. But that's how we usually operate anyway. We don't ever come prepared for this. It's better to do it on the fly with you guys, and we all figure it out at the same time. It's 1:35. What up, Tamika? StreamYard tried to hit me talking about your subscription is about to expire. You're going to lose your account if you don't update your credit card. I went in there and looked at that, and they talking about hitting $498 for the year. I said, damn, do I really need 1080p quality, or can I drop down to 720, $490? That's a lot of money per year. I'm gonna have to put that as a tax write-off. Like, hey, I spent $500 on the damn streaming service. I don't know. We'll see. Shoot. Arctic Blast. Well, it's just cold all around. Here we go. So Frankfurt stopped all flights. Of course, New York Times. Hey man, I'm overseas, New York Times. Y'all need to go ahead and let me get this free access. Create a free account or log in to gain access to limited or free articles. Let's see. Create a password. Password is gonna be New York 24. $0.50. I thought they said it was a free account. No, man, you definitely continue without subscribing. Here we go. No thanks. Maybe later. No thanks. Back to reading. Here we go. All right, there we go. We got us a free I don't know how many articles we get with this. So right now, all across the globe, well, not the globe, but North America and Europe, they're canceling a lot of flights because of the snow and everything. About 700 flights were canceled on Wednesday at Germany's largest airport because of severe weather. Departures resume later in the day, but they're going to probably be shut down. It got above freezing today, but it snowed on Monday. It rained on Tuesday, froze over on Wednesday, melted today and Wednesday, but it'll drop below freezing and it starts raining again tonight on top of the frozen ice that's already out there. It's 9 degrees in Detroit. Yeah, man, it's cold everywhere. It's record high, well, record lows. The coldest temperatures on record for all 50 states.
Well, not to be outdone by the first one, a second Arctic air mass is moving in, and that means, yep, more freezing temperatures and temperatures sitting well below average through the rest of the week. So here it comes. It's setting up east of the northern Rockies, and this is where temperatures are going to fall as much as 25 degrees below average. So the first Arctic air blast, it is now settled to the south. Here comes the next one, and here's what we're looking at for forecast highs through late week. In Dickinson, -1 for the high on Thursday.
So it's 28 where my parents are at, 9 degrees on Friday. My cousin lives in Minneapolis. It's 9 up there, 6 on Friday. Yeah, this is almost freezing down in Dallas. Man, it's some crazy times, but I love it. I ain't gonna lie to you. Sometimes the world needs to reset. Get rid of all that riffraff. You know what I mean?
These are actual air temperatures, by the way. Single digits up to the north, doesn't get much warmer as you get through the nation's midsection and even down to the south. This weekend, it stays cold. 24. That's the high in New York on Saturday. You only make it to 30 on Sunday. So temperatures lurk below freezing for much of the country right through the weekend.
Okay. Well, that means I'll be in the house on Saturday. Let me see what the weather looking like over here. All right, see, it's 47 right now, but it's supposed to get crazy tonight. So I should be ice skating tomorrow. High disruption due to snow and ice. What else is cracking out here? Yeah, yesterday we got a text message. Well, we got an alert that said, stay inside. Don't go outside. I said, okay, that's all you got to tell me. Yeah, potential disruption due to snow and ice. That's till tomorrow 1 p.m. And then we had a wind advisory also. So it's going crazy. We getting all that BS y'all got in the States, man. Y'all over there tearing stuff up in the States. It came over here. I was trying to chill this weekend. But nah, now it looks like I gotta hunker down. Man, I had to turn on, so I got heated floors. I had to turn up all the floors because we dropped below freezing. And if the pipe's freezing when you have heated floors, that tears up everything. Like you got to go down there and fix the whole system. It's not like a furnace or anything freezing over like your water pipes. It tears up everything. So I had to go turn up everything in the house. I know my bill's about to be high as hell. So it's gonna be 30 degrees tonight with rain. Then it's gonna be snowing in the morning on top of the ice that we got tonight. Crazy times. We ain't gonna get above freezing until Sunday. Oh well. You win some, you lose some, right? You win some, you lose some. But anyway, let's get out of here. Let's go talk about Hertz. Well, first, let's see. Hertz. All right. So just a little history about Tesla. I don't know any, but what I can tell you is I'm invested in Tesla, so I like to see Tesla do good. Not necessarily take over the world because I really don't care, but if they do, then the stock price will go up, which means the money that I put in there will be more money in return. So that's a long call for me. So, I personally want to see Tesla do good because I have an investment in it, but I really don't care about all the other stuff they got going on. But also, a while back in 2021, we see that Hertz was trying to jump ahead of everybody in the initiative to get into the electric vehicles. Because if you didn't know, California EVs 2035. Because in the state of California, one reason Hertz jumped over this, continue without supporting. Allow all. Hertz has over 350 stores in California. But back in 2021, Hertz went and purchased, they partnered up with Tesla and got 50,000 Teslas to spread across the United States of America. Like I said, we got that green energy bill that Biden put in place. Good bill, definitely needed. So Hertz, they partnered with Uber and they collectively bought 50,000 Teslas. Now, all of the orders haven't been put in. It's like 10,000 this year, 10, 10, 10, like that. So they can always get current ones. But if you look at what's going on around the United States, in California, 2035, all vehicles must be electric vehicles. You can no longer sell gas powered vehicles in California after 2035. So every vehicle that they make starting in 2034 is going to start being electric because 2034, the year before, is actually. So what Hertz was trying to do was jump ahead of all of that and start getting people into electric vehicles. So it's like, okay, they're comfortable with electric vehicles. They'll start renting through us because we're ahead of everybody's. This partnership is the largest expansion of electric vehicles on a mobility platform in North America and one of the largest globally, marking another step towards Uber's zero emissions goal. And you also know when these companies, the less emissions they have, the more tax breaks and tax cuts they get. So it's really all a big play. Now, I could go in depth and look into the green energy bill, whatever the hell it's called. But if you actually go line by line, you'll start to see all of these deductions that you get. Saying the less emissions you have, more electric vehicles, it all plays a role. So it's really you spending a lot of money, but you'll make a lot of money on the back end. So this is 2021. Says starting November 1st, drivers can rent Teslas from Hertz through this program in Los Angeles, San Francisco, San Diego, and Washington, D.C. California, 2035. All Los Angeles, San Francisco, San Diego, and one in DC. They started with California because they know California don't play about those emissions. So I didn't really know about emissions until I got to Germany because you get inspected on your car. But in California, that's also you got to get an emissions test. In Missouri, Kansas City, they didn't give a damn emissions. It don't matter. Let's see. But for Hertz, the partnership is part of its commitment to lead the future of travel mobility in the auto industry. This includes Hertz leading in electrification, shared mobility, and digital-first customer experience. On Monday, Hertz announced its most significant investment to offer the largest EV rental fleet in North America and one of the largest in the world. This includes an initial order of 100,000 Teslas by the end of 2022 and new EV charging infrastructures across Hertz global operation. So they put in the order initially was 50,000, but that was 2021. But by the end of 2022, they were going to put in 100,000 Teslas. Now, the reason I bring this up is because now we see that Hertz is selling over 20,000 vehicles. But the reason they're selling these aren't because of what people are thinking that electric vehicles aren't doing that well. The main reason for them selling these 20,000 is because they put in $100,000. I mean, not 100,000, but 100,000 vehicle purchase. So that means after they sell these 20, they'll still have that 80. But when you're buying them wholesale, you're not buying them at full price. And on top of that, when it comes to Tesla, if you do any kind of work on Tesla outside of a Tesla manufacturing plant or one of their mechanic stops, then you void the warranty. Now, there's also battery warranties on here. So what they're doing is selling the initial inventory that they had because the warranty is about to expire on these. And to go get these batteries fixed through Tesla, they're going to be spending a pretty penny. Let's see. The Tesla warranty, 4 years, 50,000 miles, and battery coverage for up to 8 years. Now, if you look at the vehicles that they're selling, all of them are over 50,000 miles because after that, hey, the warranty is gone. It says 4-year unlimited mileage, but they got bumper to bumper coverage up to 4 years, 2021, 22, 23, 24. Any accidents that happen, boom, is out of there. So when you really start looking at this, Hertz is selling 20,000 electric vehicles to buy gasoline cars instead because they know that the General Motors let me see. We know that America isn't going to allow General Motors, Ford, American Airlines, United Airlines. They're not going to let anybody go up under. So that's one thing you got to look at. Now, if you always watch Joe Biden, same with Trump. Let me see. GM Electric. Now GM and Ford and Chrysler, they're all trying to convert over to electric. Well, the reason they're doing that is because Biden and Harris administration announced 623 million in grants to continue building out electric vehicle charging network. Everyone's converting over. But whenever they talk about this electric vehicles switching over, you know what they don't mention? They don't mention Tesla. They don't mention Tesla because Tesla's independent. Tesla is owned by Elon Musk. Now, these companies here, whenever they get ready to go under, what do? They get bailouts from the government. They're not going to let the powerhouses fall up under. And all of this been going on behind the scenes. I know a lot of people probably don't care about it or watch it, but Biden finally acknowledges Tesla's EV leadership after a year of silence. Now, the reason there was a whole issue between Elon Musk, I know we're getting off of the Hertz thing, but we're going to tie it all back. Just give me a second. The reason Elon Musk always had a problem with the government is because he was one of the first electric vehicles in the United States, and Tesla popped up out of nowhere and started taking over. Biden, when he came in with this electric initiative, he never mentioned Tesla. And the reason was, as I keep saying, he's trying to back all of the companies that are American born. You know what I mean? General Motors, Ford, he's in the powerhouses. So he would never ever mention Tesla. And then it said Joe Biden on Tuesday acknowledged Tesla's status as the nation's largest producer of electric vehicles for the first time in his presidency. So it's a whole bunch of stuff that's going on behind the scenes. But this initiative to 2035, they're finally trying to do this, but they're not giving out any grants or loans to Elon Musk. It's not that he needs it, but he's saying it's not an even playing field. You guys are doing this. You're giving General Motors money. You're giving Ford money. Would you look at this? Ford gets $9.2 billion to help US catch up with China's EV dominance. You see what I'm saying? We're trying to keep up with the world because one, we don't want China to come over with their electric vehicles that you'll get for a cheaper price and then flood the market. It's one of the biggest loans to a US car maker in more than a decade. The watershed moment in Biden's $400 billion plan to go in on all green technologies. Now, this is when you always hear about me talking about money being sent to other countries, yeah, I don't agree with it. But those are just political talking points that, hey, why are we sending all that money to the Ukraine? Why are they blah, 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 blah? But you ain't hear not one motherfucker say anything about this $400 billion plan to go green. Yeah, we are giving money back. You know what I mean? We trying to go green to save your kids and your kids' kids, but too many people are too caught up on, man, that $1,500, that $1,200 check we got, man, we were eating good. $1,200, 12 months, what is that, $100 a month? But niggas was eating that up. They don't never talk about stuff like this, but I do. Because this is what I really be interested in, to be honest with you. But this is what my background is in business. So they get that to build the plants. Oh, and this is just talking about Elon and them going at it over Twitter. because he wasn't getting no money, even though he was getting more money than everybody. Ford is investing $11 billion to build electric vehicles, creating 11,000 jobs. GM is making the largest investment in history, $7 billion to build electric vehicles, creating 4,000 jobs in Michigan. And this is why he was upset, because Tesla created over 50,000 jobs compared to this 15,000 between the two of them. But let's get back to Hertz. Hertz, which made a big push into electric vehicles in recent years, has decided it's time to cut back. The company will sell off a third of its electric fleet, totaling roughly 20,000 vehicles, and will use the money to purchase more gasoline-powered vehicles. And like I said, a lot of these states they're starting to push. They're not going to sell gas vehicles. So what they're doing right now is they're going to be cutting a lot of deals with Hertz, with Enterprise. And what they'll probably be doing is they'll sell them at a wholesale. Hey, you get 20,000 vehicles from us. We'll do the maintenance on it, but you got to guarantee you'll buy such and such. Because at this point, Ford, GM, Chrysler, they all have a set amount of vehicles that they got to produce each and every year, regardless. So that's why the strike was messing up everything, because they have these not deadlines, but they have these goals that they got to reach each and every year. "17 states weigh adopting California's electric car mandate. We know that's 2035.
The sale of new gas-powered cars by 2035.
Yeah, those new rules just passed by the California Air Resources Board will have major implications for the auto market as the state moves forward to switch to cleaner fuel.
This is a historic day.
I think it's pretty clear that climate change is the single most important generational challenge that we are facing today.
New at 5, one of the biggest questions right now, will the state have the infrastructure to handle millions of new EVs? KPIX5's Max Darrow has that part of the story.
In order for this transition to work, current EV owners and a transportation expert tell me there's a lot of work that needs to be done. One major piece of the puzzle, expanding and developing the charging infrastructure. Over the next 13 years, you'll see more and more electric cars on California roads. You'll see fewer gas stations and more charging stations. The state is moving forward with a plan to ban the sale of new gas-powered vehicles by 2035. EV owner Nicholas Juilliard is on board.
I think California is leading the way. I hope they'll, manage to do this.
But he acknowledges it may be a bumpy ride.
It's going to be difficult, especially the main issue being charging, infrastructure.
As California phases out gas-powered vehicles and phases in more electric vehicles, Chetan Kumar says the charging infrastructure and technology will have to improve.
With the current infrastructure, it's good. But if you have no more gas cars and only electric, so I think you'll need a lot more to get through all the rush of folks trying to charge their cars. Having a universal adapter to kind of charge all cars similarly will be really, really helpful, I think.
I anticipate that the great majority of charging is not going to be done at these sort of dedicated high-speed charging stations, that it's going to be people doing it at home, that it's going to be people who are, at work.
Professor Asha Weinstein-Agrawal is with the Mineta Transportation Institute at San Jose State.
We, of course, need to have dedicated charging stations that might be the equivalent.
Everybody in California, well, in the Bay Area, everyone has an accent, man. You don't know where nobody's from in the Bay. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Watching this kind of brings a tear to my eye, man. I used to rip and run these streets, man. Post-pandemic. Pre-pandemic, I didn't really get a chance, but man, I miss California, bro. I miss it. They ran me up out of there, though, man. Them prices was just too high, man. I had to get up out of there.
Went to the gas station, but we also need to do the work throughout our communities, at people's homes, at employer sites, at shopping centers.
Boris Yanofsky says he loves his EV, but not the plan. He says both infrastructure and driving habits will have to change.
If you force people, then they're going to use their old habits. They're going to go to charging stations just like they used to go to gas stations.
And when they're all out, right?
Yes. And that's the wrong time to do it. There's going to be demand on electricity. There's going to be huge demand on infrastructure.
It's going to take some time. I don't know about 2035, but I think the goal is great.
We should note the move won't ban people from owning or driving gas-powered vehicles, nor will it stop them from buying used gas-powered vehicles. It just means the sale of new gas-powered vehicles won't be allowed by 2035.
Yeah, man. So 2035, California, yay. Now you can buy used ones, but they're not going to be able to do like the infrastructure for this unless they start, because they're not going to be able to get rid of gas stations per se. They're going to have to put up EV stations at the gas station because you can still be able to drive a vehicle. There's no way everyone will have an electric vehicle by 2035. But I mean, like at the gas station, this is a Safeway here, the Safeway down the street from my house, from where I used to live. I mean, they had what? They probably had like 5, 6 spots at the back of the parking lot. The McDonald's had 2. The mall had a whole floor. But
Sunnyvale, Max Darrow.
Let's see. Did you see Chicago? Their Tesla chargers didn't work because of the cold weather. Shit. That's the thing, man. Them gas powered though, them things gonna work no matter what. Okay. Electric vehicles. Yeah, the company will sell off a third of its electric fleet, totaling roughly 20,000 vehicles, and will use the money to bring in purchasing more gasoline-powered vehicles. What up, Candy? Make sure y'all hit that like button. We're gonna see what they doing in Chicago. Collision and damage repairs of an EV can often run about twice that associated with a comparable combustion engine vehicle, Hertz CEO Stefan Skur said in a recent analyst call. And we just brought up what the warranty was. It's gonna cost a lot. And EV price declines in the new year in the new car market have been pushed down the resale value of Hertz used rental cars. The MSRP declines in the EVs over the course of 2023, driven primarily by Tesla, have been driven the fair market value of our EV lovers as compared to last year, such that a salvage creates a larger loss and therefore a greater burden. Simply put, people are generally willing to pay a certain amount less for a used car than a new one. As the price of a new car goes down, they also pushes down what people are willing to pay. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. If I was in California and I could get a used Tesla, let's say under 100,000 miles, I'll pay 15. I'll pay 15 to 20 for a used Tesla. Yeah, go ahead and give me that. I've been riding around the city. Hertz expected takes a loss of $245 million due to the EVs on average of about $12,250 per vehicle. Well, that's just what they're saying. They're saying on average they're going to take about $12,250, but this is so they can write off this $250 million. Now we're not silly here. We're not going to act like we don't know the game that Hertz is playing. So back in 2022, April is about what, 22. So they're down to 8. Down 3 on the shares. But that's just because it's the beginning of the year, man. They'll ramp back up. It's always like that at the end of the year. But we'll ramp back up. It ain't nothing. But yeah, we're not going to act like we don't know what Hertz is doing with this $245 million loss for the depreciation. It ain't a $245 million loss. It's probably like $100 million, but you got to make it seem better. So they'll be able to pay less taxes. Hey man, we lost $245 million this year. Oh, you can go ahead and write that off. That's all that is. We ain't stupid, Hertz. We know what you're doing here. While Hertz isn't directly pointing the finger, it appears that Tesla have been largely to blame. Tesla makes up 80% of Hertz EV fleet, and altogether, EVs make up about 11%. So you mean to tell me 245 million off of 11% of your fleet? So what are you losing off of the other 80%? Well, the other 90% of the fleet, what are you losing off of that? You see, they won't mention that because they're probably not, they're not gonna be losing that much money, even though gas vehicles depreciate also. So, you know, it's just a lot going on behind the scenes. But hell, you got to do something. And here we go. Remember, it's the likes of GM and other automakers. There's decades of establishment of a broad national parts supply network. Because Tesla, you got to go directly to Tesla. You'll be able to get third-party parts. Different companies make stuff, so you can always order things to replace anything that happens. Hertz car sale website. Let's see something. Let's see if we can find something and we can put together some money. Okay, 2021 for 20,000 negative. Yeah, this 20 something, that's a little too much for me. That's how my price range. I ain't paying no 20 bands for no vehicle. 15 is on the high. Well, like 15 is where I really cut the price off. But once you start getting into 20,000 or more, I'm definitely not about to buy it. I won't even look at it unless I can get hooked up. Unless I can get hooked up. But I did see this one vehicle, since we're talking about vehicles at the moment. And then I have a video I'm gonna play. He's actually gonna go more in depth on it. So there's a new vehicle that I just seen this weekend, and I thought this is probably like one of the dopest vehicles I've seen. Of course, I can't afford it, but I did put one together. What is it? The XM? Or is it the WM? This vehicle right here. This BMW M, I thought this was the baddest thing I seen. I was up in Amsterdam, and there was one parked right outside. These things start off at like 160, I think. But this gold chrome, you can get this on there for free. I made it all black. Had the gold rims with the gold trim on it, and I had the red guts in there. Oh my goodness, that thing was sweet. But it's a hybrid. You know what I'm saying? It's gas and electric, but this thing is bad. Yeah, I think nice. All right, let me see. Let's get out of here. So Hertz is basically trying to get on and, you know what I'm saying, make a better deal, get from up under this Tesla stuff, but they didn't already put in 100,000 vehicle order, so they're gonna have to pay that out. Uber and Hertz have partnered since 2016, provide drivers with vehicle and rental options. With the partnership, Hertz would kick off the program by providing up to 50,000 vehicles by 2023 exclusively to drivers. If successful, the program could expand to 150,000 Teslas during the next 3 years. Hertz pointed out that these ambitions could be affected by factors outside of its control, such as a semiconductor chip shortage and other constraints. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. They ain't talking about nothing. But this gentleman here, he goes into a little more detail. I ain't gonna play much of it. It's only like 6 minutes that I actually care about.
Speculating on what's up with Hertz selling their Teslas. Let's have a listen to the CEO.
Well, I think, look, we took a bold move and are making a strategic adjustment to our fleet to take 20,000 electric vehicles out of the fleet. It's really to respond to the reality, which is we're trying to bring supply in line with demand and we're addressing a cost issue that happens to be related to the EVs in the context of damage and damage costs. That's what it is. But in the end, this is about the numbers. It's about the financial performance and the operational depreciation, but equally the operational integrity of the business. And so, look, the reality here is that we're experiencing the consequence of a material price decline in Teslas, but in EVs more generally. So at the beginning of this year, when Tesla took down the price of their cars, residual price falls, depreciation goes up. That's obviously a cost to the business. We need to face that reality. Tesla did what they did for reasons that are presumably good for their company, but we just need to adjust to the reality of what the cost input is of this car. And so we've made this move to really put ourselves back, on track. It's interesting to note, Jim, that demand for our product is real and is sustaining.
The crazy thing is, a lot of people rent Teslas. He's just trying to cut those other expenses out by going back to Tesla and getting it fixed, the warranties being over with. And he knows, since we've seen that Tesla had a 55% market share, basically mean they running it. They the big dog. They just like me, the big dog. So they like, man, look, if we go over to Ford, GM, and we start buying their gas, hey, we can get it for a way better price. Because think about it, when you rent a vehicle, man, they're not giving you the top of the line stuff. They're gonna give you what is a mid-level car? Like, I mean, you can rent Corvettes and stuff now, but what's a mid-level car from like GM? They're not giving you the Escalades. They gonna give you like the damn, I don't even know what the hell they sell over there. Tahoe? No, not the Tahoe. They're gonna give you like a GM Bravada or something like that. You know what I mean?
What we put in our 8K as an indication, and I think
around $20,000, which means they qualify for the used EV credit under $25,000.
You see what I'm saying? Look, he breaking down the credits and stuff. Here we go. Now I'm invested in Lucid. This Lucid group, I'm invested in them. They down a little bit, but I was gonna get into Rivian. Rivian got a nice truck, but I ain't ever get in with them.
As much as 50%.
There you have it, direct from the source. A silver lining, if anybody out there is looking for a deal on a used Tesla, HertzCarsales.com has some for around $20,000, which means they qualify for the used EV credit under $25,000 of $4,000 if you personally qualify. If you plan to go this route, I would encourage you to make sure that you or somebody you know is able to inspect one of these vehicles pretty thoroughly, double check everything with a warranty, etc. Yes, this means Hertz will be unloading roughly 1/3 of its current EV fleet, but to be clear, it's not just Teslas that they're selling. They're also selling Kia EV6s, Chevy Bolts, and some others. There's Nissan Leafs for sale, as well as some BMW i3s. In addition to the business aspect and the margins that the CEO touched on, you have to think about the consumer side and their experience as well. Example, I rented a Model 3 last year. It was a miserable experience. Did everything by the book, did it 2 to 3 weeks in advance, did the pre-check-in and everything. When I got to the location, they told me they did not have any Teslas available to rent. Not only
Basically, shit fucked up. So just be careful if you are buying one of those rentals. Yeah, I'm invested in Lucid. I'm invested in NIO, Tesla, General Motors, Ford. I think those are the only ones. Let me just verify real quick. But I know for sure I'm in General Motors and Ford. I'm in NIO. Tesla's one of my bigger I got a lot invested in Tesla, so let me see. We actually down right now. Yeah, Ford, GM, Lucid Group, NIO, Tesla. Oh, that's actually doing pretty good. I'm in a S&P oil, and then I got this other company. It's a charging station. Hopefully they get bought out by General Motors. Well, I got two charging places. I got Fuel Cell Energy, and then I have Solo, which is electric tram, Canisa vehicle. So I got 3 different companies that are doing charging stations. So I'm waiting on them to potentially get bought out by somebody, and then start using them as the saying the groundwork, and then they bring in the money, the billions. But that's what's going on with Tesla right now and Hertz. They're really just trying to make some money up. You know what I mean? When the when the shareholders see that the stocks are going down, they're like, whoa, wait, whoa, wait a minute. Y'all need to start making some money and putting some vehicles on the streets. Now, if they get back to giving us the good prices, because I'm an enterprise type of guy myself, I'll shop at Enterprise before I rent a car from Hertz. Hertz used to be all right, but now I'm like, nah, I'm good on that. All right, so next up, what do we got? Let me see. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Next, we're going to be talking about a brother by the name of Rashad Jamal. Now, they're saying that this is potentially a cult, and some people have came up missing. So I seen this the other day. I wanted to wait if anything else came out. So we do have some more information on it, and we'll get into that. We'll get into that. Oh, you said Chicago. My bad. I forgot about the Chicago. Tesla's owners run into battery charging. Get out of here. Chicago area Tesla charging stations lined with dead cars and freezing cold. A bunch of dead robots out here. Now, the other week, I think it was episode 2, I remember seeing a lot of people telling me, Mo, robots are going to take over. Robots can't stand the cold. What are we talking about, robot? All you got to do is go get a fire extinguisher and spray that motherfucker down. What are we talking about? Robots are going to take over. They can't even stand the cold. What are we talking about? That's why I say I don't mind us having robots, because, hey, man, at the end of the day, no matter how smart they are, we and the natural forces are smarter and better. Well, imagine a robot chasing after you. All you got to do is open up the refrigerator and open that motherfucker. That motherfucker gonna freeze up, go into a freezer or something. Get an ice cube, throw it at it or something. That's all you got to do. Shut it on down.
Also causing some big-time headaches for Chicago area owners of electric vehicles.
Yes, I never thought we'd say this, but it's true. As Dane Placco reports, the low temperatures have caused some headaches for owners looking to charge their cars.
Electric cars may be the way of the future, but it's clear there are some problems when it comes to charging them in Chicago's deep freeze.
Oh, we got a bunch of dead robots out here.
Dead robots. Dead Teslas packed the parking lot at this Tesla supercharging station in Oak Brook, a scene mirrored in other supercharging stations around the Chicago area.
Yeah, this is crazy. It's a disaster, seriously.
With temperatures falling into the negative double digits, these charging ports have stopped charging, leaving many Tesla owners stranded here in long lines since Sunday.
Nothing, no juice. It's still on 0%. And this is like 3 hours this morning being out here, after being out here 8 hours yesterday.
Has it been charging?
No, not at all.
It just isn't working.
at all. It's just frozen, and so I'm getting it towed to the Tesla service center because that's my only option at this point.
Adding to their frustration, they say, is that they're getting no help when they call Tesla for assistance.
No response from Tesla. We have been suffering since yesterday afternoon.
These are unusually cold temperatures, but do you find this acceptable?
No, not at all. Not really. I think it's less on the actual vehicle and more on the infrastructure.
Tesla has not responded to our emails for comment, but an automobile expert we talked to said that the owners of all EVs should hit the battery precondition button on their car before attempting to charge it in extremely cold weather. In Oak Brook, Dane Placco, Fox 32 Chicago.
So wait, the robot wasn't smart enough to activate the battery before it being frozen? Oh, man. I thought these robots were smart. They're not. They're not. They're not, damn it. They're not. Then it is messed up. He said he sat outside for 8 hours yesterday, 3 hours today, and still no charge. My homegirl said her car door was frozen today. I asked her how she got in there. You know what she told me? She put hot water on it. I said, man, don't ever do no silly shit like that. She got in, though. She got in. She got in. That's all I can say. Hey, if you don't put warm water on your windshield, it's going to crack your windshield. Just don't do it. Don't do it. And then he got tears. His tears are frozen. Shoot, gas-powered cars, they be shit, you riding down the street, that damn timing bell be loud as hell. Especially in the wintertime, boy. That thing get to sounding like a damn animal squeaking. All right, man. So Tesla's wilding out there, man. But we can't really blame Tesla. We gotta blame the people. We gotta blame the people. You know, we knew that this cold front was coming 3 or 4 days ago. There was already a cold front that came like last week or the week before. So never wait. Whenever you hear that it's going to be cold outside, there's a potential for a hurricane coming, big storms coming. What do? You go to the store, you stock up. You go get gas. You make sure you got water. Make sure you got flashlights just in case the lights go out. You do all of these things in preparation for the weather, man. You never know what Mother Nature gonna do. Right now, I ain't got no full tank. I got 3/4 a tank of gas in my vehicle, but I got enough food to survive me till at least Thursday of next week. I got at least a week's supply of food because I knew all this shit was gonna happen. So yesterday, I said, well, since they talking about we're gonna probably be off tomorrow, let me go get some groceries just in case. Should I go get gas? I was like, I got 3/4 a tank. There's nowhere I need to go. Work is right down the street. Like, it's literally 8 minutes to get to work. So I don't need that much gas. Sometimes at lunch, even though I shouldn't be doing this, I sit idle in my car and have that mug running. But yeah, you got to get prepared for this. Do I feel bad for him? Of course. Should they have prepared for it? Of course. But he did say he was out there for 8 hours yesterday. So I can't really knock him. You know what I mean? Oh, well. They'll be all right. People get cold every day, B. I just told y'all a story about a guy that was outside in 28-degree weather while it was raining with no socks or shoes on. So if he can do it, y'all can be all right. Y'all can be all right. Right now, it's like a light drizzle. That sounds real palsy-ish. But yeah, it's like a little light rain right now. So when I walk out of here, I'm going to get rained on going back into the house. Shoot, it is what it is. I got a little heater on right here. Because the heated floors over here don't get heated like they do in the main house. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the outhouse. Not the outhouse, but the house is outside of the house. Because, the outhouse is where you use the bathroom. But yeah, I got a little heater over here just in case it get a little too cold in here on my feet. on my feet. Give me a second. My co-worker. Just JKO. All right. I think that's it. All right, here we go. Coats. Oh yeah. All right. So we got this guy named Rashad Jamal. They say he's like over a coat or something. All right, so we got a guy named Rashad Jamal. He's over a coat. Okay, here we go. USA Today. So this story, let me see. 6 people vanished without a trace from a Missouri hotel. Is an online cult involved? Authorities are searching for 6 people who disappeared last year and are believed to be followers of an online cult led by a convicted child M-word, Missouri police say. The Berkeley Police Department told USA Today on Tuesday that 2 children were among the group that vanished in August and are tied to Rashad Jamal, leader of what he calls the University of Cosmic Intelligence. Police described the group as a spiritual cult, which has 200,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel. 3 of the missing people are based in St. Louis, according to police. 24-year-old Michaela Thompson, 25-year-old Michaela Wickerson, and 3-year-old Malaya Wickerson. Jarrell German, 27, and Ashton Mitchell, 3, are from Lakecorn, Mississippi. Naman Williams, 29, is from Washington, D.C. So Michaela, and Malaya. Damn, that's crazy. What's up, Alma? I would like to know that they're okay so I can get a good night's sleep. Shalita Gibson, whose daughter and grandson are among those missing, told St. Louis-based news station KSDK. I would like to know they're not hungry, they're not cold, that no one is making her do things that she would have to do, that she would have to pay for in the long run. Jamal denies knowing missing people leading cult. Jamal, whose full name is Rashad Jamal White, denied knowing the 6 people missing and said he does not lead a cult. Jamal told the St. Louis Post-Dispatch his University of Cosmic Intelligence is just a spiritual YouTube channel. I'm just giving you my opinion on the plethora of different subjects. From my metaphysics to quantum physics to molecular biology to marine biology. Does this nigga have the proper certifications to be giving his opinion on these topics? Metaphysics and quantum physics. I need to see this. We're gonna see what his background is. Marine biology to geography to Black history to the world. I'm giving you my opinions on these things. He told the Post-Dispatch. That doesn't make me a cult leader. See, the difference between me and him is if I don't know something, I'm going to go to a reliable source and try to find out that information. If you guys have information for me, I'll read you guys' comments and then we'll verify it. So I'm not just getting on here making up stuff. I tend to have facts that back everything that I say, even if it's something that I personally have experience with. I try to give you guys some kind of facts from an actual website that, you know, a reliable source. So you guys can be like, this nigga Mo ain't bullshit, and this nigga Mo is keeping it real. The members were active on social media and shared Jamal's videos, disconnected from family and friends, quit their jobs, meditated outside without clothes, and had polygamous relationships, police said. They also changed their names to honor what they believe were gods and goddesses. Yeah, this sounds like a cult to me. Jamal's website said the online university is geared toward enlightening and illuminating the minds of carbonated beings, aka your so-called Black and Latino people of Earth. Man, anybody that has this on their website, I'm not participating in it. Group was last seen in August at Missouri Hotel. The 6 people were last seen August 13th at Quality Inn in Florissant, Missouri, which is outside of St. Louis. Berkeley police said it opened an investigation on August 12th into the disappearance of 4 adults and 2 children from a rental home near St. Louis Lambert International Airport. Other members have traveled at great lengths to live off the grid and stay with fellow cult members, police added. In one of the last conversations Naman Williams had with his mother, Lukita Williams, he told her she was not his mother, just a shell that brought him into the universe. The last conversation he had with his mother, he told her she was not his mother, just a shell that brought him into the universe. Yeah, if anyone's talking to you like that, try to get them some kind of help. The purpose of sharing this information is to locate these individuals and bring awareness to other law enforcement agencies who investigate similar missing persons or could come across citizens displaying this type of behavior. Police said it's extremely troubling for the family of the missing people. The level of disconnect these cult members have demonstrated with friends and family is unfathomable. Okay, let's see. What else do we got here? So we do have some information, and we got Law and Crime. Law and Crime has some information that we're going to play also.
Radar map of your neighborhood on fox2now.com.
In other news at 9, 4 adults and 2 young children living in St. Louis vanish without a trace. Police say they joined an online cult before disappearing. Fox 2's Max Deeknight has the latest from the lead detective searching for answers and a mother's desperate plea.
I was trying to let them know that something was not right.
Cartisha Morgan says she is living her nightmare. She hasn't heard from her daughter, 25-year-old Michaela Wickerson, since she and 5 others, including her 3-year-old granddaughter, vanished from her daughter's Berkeley home in August. She says Michaela has been manipulated by an online cult led by Rashad Jamal, a self-proclaimed prophet with tens of thousands of followers. Jamal is currently serving an 18-year sentence in Georgia for child molestation. Morgan says before disappearing, her daughter cut off all communication with her family last March, quit her corporate job, and maxed out her credit cards.
Mental illness is real. Manipulation is real. There are a lot of things that are going on out here, and we just need to be aware of it.
Everything's on the internet now, so why not have a cult on the internet?
Berkeley Police Major Steve Runge has been investigating the group's disappearance for the past 5 months. He helped search the abandoned rental home.
So this is them outside meditating, and we're gonna do a little deep dive into this Rashad character. I've seen him online before, but you know me, I'm an independent thinker, so I really don't go along with the masses. I'll get up here and it'll be me versus 15 people. But if I think of something, I'm gonna stand on what I believe. So you know, we're gonna look at this, and if I don't think that something is right, I'm definitely gonna blame. Man, I ain't. You know me, I'm gonna tell you straight. I'm not fucking with that.
Near Lambert Airport,
Neighbors reported seeing these people outside daily worshiping the sun. If it was raining, they would come outside naked and run around the yard, run around the front yard, run around the backyard. They were digging up things in the yard.
Runge says the group believes in polygamy, is anti-government, and encourages going off the grid. But with no signs of these 6 people in months, their families now fear the worst. Morgan has advice for any parent who sees this story.
If you see something is off, please take measures to get help for them as quickly as possible, because I would have never imagined that. I don't know where my daughter and granddaughter are right now.
Anyone with information about this group's disappearance is asked to contact Berkeley Police right away. In St. Louis, Max Dieknight, Fox 2 News.
Hey, that's the same thing I said, man. When he said the mother was just a shell, I'm like, man, anyone like that, you got to get them help.
Iowa now leaves Donald Trump in.
Yeah, Trump. All right. Authorities say Jamal is serving an 18-year sentence in Georgia for child M, a ruling that reportedly took effect last year. He was also ordered to 22 years of probation after his jail term. All right. In a video shared on YouTube last week.
What's up?
Hi, Jared.
So this is his website. Although I don't want to get this nigga no views. I really don't want to get this nigga no views, to be honest with you. But let's hear this thing got us.
Peace to the gods and goddesses of planet Kai. Peace, many positive energy always creates elevation. Peace to the high vibration human beings of the university. Peace to the ancestors for working through me. I want to get right to it, man, because I've been holding a lot of shit on my chest. This situation has been going on for a total of 3 years and 2 years with incarceration. And I'm just tired of sitting back, not speaking out on it. So feelings might get hurt, but I don't give a fuck. Y'all already know me. I'm transparent. You know what I'm saying? And I'm always keep it real over rich. So, like I say, before I get started, man, if the shoe fits, wear it.
Oh, nigga, we definitely not listening to no hour of your bullshit, nigga. I thought it was like a minute or two. One day when I get my podcast, I definitely want to interview him because he is the truth that we need. I just had to tell him he's in jail for messing with kids, bro. He isn't the truth, man. Get this dude out of here. Damn it. I didn't close everything. So, all right. I do have footage. Let me see. From Law and Crime. Downloads.
If you scared to die for what you believe in, that's okay, but I'm not. So get the fuck out of my way.
6 people missing for months after following this alleged cult leader and self-proclaimed prophet.
I think Rashad fits the usual profile, very narcissistic, very self-obsessed, grandiose claims. He has 90,000 followers, by the way, on Instagram.
We're taking a closer look into the history of alleged cult leader Rashad Jamal White and his group, the University of Cosmic Intelligence.
Grand Rising Cosmic Family. First, let me start by saying peace to the gods and goddesses of planet Kai. Peace, meaning positive energy, always creates elevation.
August 13th, 2023 was the last time anyone saw 25-year-old Michaela Thompson, 27-year-old Jarrell German, and 36-year-old Michaela Wickerson. This is the last known image of the trio in a St. Louis grocery store. Along with them, 30-year-old Naman Williams, 3-year-old Malaya Wickerson, and 2-year-old Ashton Mitchell all vanished. Their disappearance is now being investigated by a local police department. Friends and family of the missing say they cut off contact with them, some even quitting their jobs or maxing out credit cards. We spoke to cult expert and author of Cults Inside Out, Rick Ross. He says that process likely started slowly before any extreme measures were finally taken.
Well, people gradually unplug. It's a process of increments, step by step, bit by bit. People like Rashad encourage them to do this. And that is one of the early warning signs that something is really wrong, is that you have a loved one who's becoming increasingly socially isolated. and they're obsessed with a particular leader, and you realize that their entire network of friends is now within this group. But it doesn't happen overnight. It happens slowly but surely. And in this sense, people don't really realize how far they've gone with these groups because it is a step-by-step increment process.
What we now see as out of the ordinary, cult members may begin to find as reasonable.
I think normal becomes whatever it is within the kind of network or bubble that you exist in online. So what we're seeing is people embedding in kind of networks online where they're only communicating with.
Man, anyone that walk around with jeans with paint on it, once I start seeing 57 bracelets on, 19 chains of complete and utter bullshit, I automatically look at them like, man, I'm not talking to them. I don't care what they got to say. I'm not believing anything they got to say.
Other like-minded people and constantly being reinforced in whatever their new normal is as dictated by the leader. So we think it's crazy, but then we're dealing with the world at large. These people are often cut off, as we hear, from their family, from their old friends, and they're embedded in this alternate reality, this other world online, in which they are following people that are like-minded, conversing with people online, and following, streaming and YouTube videos. It can become, completely encapsulating, where people really have no other access to the real world.
Ross says things start out innocently enough, oftentimes when people are down on their luck.
See, he wearing these same painted jeans all the time. There's nothing wrong with wearing the same pair of pants more than one time. But when it's very distinctive like this, then you definitely got to space them out. You can't take too many pictures in this because we start to, say, hey, them the same pants. But like if you got a pair of blue pants, you can wear blue pants in multiple pictures because it's like, okay, it's a pair of blue pants. But the over-the-top painted pants, cult leader. This right here points to cult leaders.
Well, I think the narrative is usually people are going through a difficult time in their life, and that happens to all of us. We go through bad patches, and they have the bad luck to be approached by someone who introduces them to some group or weekend seminar program or something that seems rather innocent, but in fact is a cult. And the person who's talking to you about this group or activity could be a coworker, a friend, someone you know, someone you trust.
As Ross explains, there are several things that determine whether a group is actually a cult.
Well, we look for three things to form the core, the nucleus of what a destructive cult would be. Number one, is the leader the defining element and driving force of the group? And is the leader a dictator with no meaningful accountability? And has he or she become an object of worship? Second, does the leader manipulate people in identifiable ways that line up with coercive persuasion? In other words, is he gaslighting people? Is he manipulating them, isolating them from family and friends to control what they hear, what they see, to gain undue influence? And finally, three, having gained undue influence, does the leader use it to take advantage of his or her followers, exploit them, and do harm to them?
In this case, Ross believes the University of Cosmic Intelligence is in fact a cult, and that Rashad Jamal is its leader. The leader of this alleged cult or group, his name is Rashad White. He goes by Rashad Jamal. And according to his Instagram, he's a self-proclaimed prophet. He calls himself a revolutionary, and he calls himself also a luminous being. Is it possible that he believes in all of this?
In my experience, most of the cult leaders that I deal with are grifters.
What up, Elder? I don't know, man. That's when it comes to cults, we've covered some stuff on here. We did the Waco. I really don't. I don't know, man. I know everybody's different. I don't see how people can get caught up into, like, even when it comes to the church. I do believe that there's a higher being. There's something out there that's more powerful than all of us. But even when it comes to church, like when they listening to pastors and everything and having them preaching the sermon to me, like, no disrespect to them or anything, but most of the time I think they're bullshitting. That's for any religion. Like, as when I hear it, like, I'm not disrespecting nobody's religion or anything. It's just when people, a human being tells me this stuff, it's like, man, I'm living life, and some of the stuff that you're saying isn't applying to what actually goes on in real life. Now, it may have happened back then when they were writing this stuff, but I say all of that to say when it comes to these cults and someone saying, hey, you know, we are these kind of beings and I'm a prophet. Nigga, you ain't no prophet. You a regular person just like me, man. If I want to go be a pastor, I can go to school and become a pastor. You see what I'm saying? Anyone can go do that if they want to do that. So it's not like you were handpicked. It's just, do you personally go follow your instincts to go do it? But I don't know, man. It's tough when you hear people. I won't say it's a mental illness to be in a cult, but it's just maybe at some point in life you were misguided. Because there's no way I can look at this dude Rashad and say, man, this nigga has the answers. There's no way. Indicat, like, you said what? Go max out my credit card, go cash out my bank accounts? For what? What are we doing? Go sit outside in the sun? Okay, I do that when I hit the beach. When it's raining, I'm not going outside butt booty naked, running around the backyard. Hee. No, that doesn't even sound right.
Con men, they don't really believe their own hype. If they do cross that line, it becomes dangerous because then they are delusional and may, harm the people that are following them by acting basically insane, unplugging from reality, taking all of their followers over the edge with them. I think Jamal Rashad fits the usual profile, very narcissistic, very self-obsessed, grandiose claims. He has 90,000 followers, by the way, on Instagram. And of course, he has a YouTube following and so forth. This is the wave of the future. Groups called cults are recruiting online, and anybody could be targeted.
Peace to the gods and goddesses of Planet Kai. This has been brought to you by the ancestors first, then the University of Cosmic Intelligence, Will of the Wrench. Now we rise. I leave as I come. One, I say.
Rashad Jamal boasts thousands of followers on Instagram and TikTok, where he speaks the word of his group. That includes promoting polygamy, living off the grid, and anti-government beliefs that sound a lot like conspiracy theories.
Winner not real. The true name is.
All right. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna listen to this, and what I want everyone to just put in the chat is, hey man, do you believe what he's talking about? Because we're all going through this right now. So let's see what he says.
That sound a lot like conspiracy theories.
Winner not real. The true name is a weapon. The true name of winner is called Sub-Zero technology. They put they made fake clouds, and then they put ice crystals in the clouds, and then they use these fake 5G towers to activate these fake ice crystals in these clouds. So this is how they be looking, right? We've seen this before, y'all, and never thought nothing of it. All them birds on the power line, you don't be thinking of it, like, but they sitting there actually charging up. All right. These are your government drones. They fly all over and they record surveillance.
Does that make things more?
All right. So he said winter isn't real. Winter isn't real. Winter is called Sub-Zero Technologies. Let's do a little bit of research. Winter. All right. So when did winter get its name? Winter is not only the coldest part of the year in snowy locations, but it's also often the wettest. That's a defining characteristic that in part gave winter its name. The word winter is recorded in Old English and is related to the words wet and water. Winter. Wet and water. Many cognates in the Germanic and in other Indo-European languages. The word's longevity is a hint to its importance. The Anglo-Saxons continued their years by how many winters had passed. Well, they counted their years by how many winters had passed. So Sub-Zero technology wasn't even around when winter was first established, because they're telling us that this is way back when. So that go ahead and gets rid of something. Now, what he's talking about with the crystals in the cloud, that is true. The crystals in the cloud, there's no crystals in the cloud, but there are fake snow clouds and rain clouds. Over in Dubai, they do that. They're able to put electricity up into the clouds to make false rain. But all that is just you're creating water out of the oxygen and the electricity. I'll show you that part. That part is real, but the crystal part is fake. Like, he's taking bits and pieces of the truth and putting his own little bullshit spin to it. Let me see. No, Dubai rain clouds. This is called cloud seeding. This is a real thing, but it's not like they're trying to hide it. They say we do this in order to have water and rain over here in the desert. So this is real.
Welcome to the futuristic oasis of Dubai, where the impossible becomes possible. In this mind-blowing video, we unveil the mind-boggling technology behind Dubai's breathtaking artificial rain. Join us as we take a journey through the clouds, exploring the extraordinary science of cloud seeding and how it has transformed this arid desert into a lush paradise. Get ready to be amazed as we reveal the secret behind this awe-inspiring innovation that is reshaping the world as we know it. Buckle up, because you're about to witness nature being controlled like never before. Dubai, a gleaming metropolis rising from the Arabian desert, dazzles the world with its architectural wonders and luxurious lifestyle. However, beneath the shimmering facade lies a harsh reality, the region's severe water scarcity problem. With scorching temperatures and scanty rainfall, finding a sustainable water source has been an ongoing struggle for the city. In the face of this pressing challenge, Dubai's forward-thinking leaders embarked on a mission to revolutionize their approach to water management. Aware of the limitations of natural rainfall, they sought innovative solutions to secure a reliable water supply for the city's ever-growing population and thriving industries. Enter the awe-inspiring concept of artificial rain, an ingenious solution that has captured the world's imagination. Artificial rain, also known as cloud seeding, is a cutting-edge technology designed to stimulate rainfall from existing clouds. The process involves introducing cloud seeding agents, such as silver iodide or potassium iodide, into the atmosphere to encourage water droplets to form around these particles. These droplets eventually grow large enough to fall as rain, replenishing the parched lands below. Dubai's ambitious cloud seeding program is a well-orchestrated symphony of technology and innovation. The city has embraced this revolutionary technique as a means to supplement its meager natural rainfall and address the ever-increasing water demands. As temperatures soar and water reserves deplete, cloud seeding emerges as a beacon of hope in the...
Yeah, there's no crystals. It's just cloud seeding. But they're just generating rain out of the, you know what I'm saying, out of the clouds. That's all they're doing. So he's taking bits and pieces of the truth and putting his own spin to it to make it seem like he knows what the fuck he's talking about. But he doesn't. Then he also said that pigeons are recording devices. Well, pigeons were around before electrical lines were up around anywhere. So what do you mean? The government, who could barely make a damn vehicle. Let's see something. So we got the Ford Model A, 1903. Okay. In the early 1800s, passenger pigeons were the most common birds on Earth, numbering in billions. So wait, he's telling us that pigeons are charging up on the electric lines, but there were no electric lines in the 1800s. So you mean to tell me that the government had the technology? They said, listen, let's build 1 billion pigeons with high-tech cameras, microphones, and we'll charge them up on the electric lines. But they couldn't build a fucking car that could go over 10 miles per hour. That's what you mean? That's what you're telling me. Is this seminar over with? So you mean to tell me that pigeons were man-made with electric devices inside of them, but we couldn't make an airplane? But we could make a fucking pigeon fly, an electric pigeon fly that has a nest and eggs. So you mean to tell me that the eggs, the baby robots being built? What is that? I'd have to raise my hand if I was in the seminar. Hey, yo, quick question. So where did they manufacture all these pigeons at? That's what I want to know. Where are these pigeons coming from? And where are they getting the crystals to put in the clouds? Like they're putting actual crystals up there? This don't sound right, Rashad. I know I'm making light of the situation, but these are like simple questions that you could just go fact check on your own, though. Rashad, I want to be here. I just want to make sure that everybody understands that pigeons, I've seen animals attack pigeons, and there wasn't no electronics on the inside, or no microphones, or no cameras, no speakers. I'm just saying. That's all. I just want to know, Rashad. I just want to know.
Like these fake ice crystals in these clouds. So this is how they be looking, right? We've seen this before, y'all, and never thought nothing of it. All them birds on the power line, you don't be thinking of it, but they sitting there actually charging up. All right. These are your government drones. They fly all over and they record surveillance.
Does that make things more?
He also mentioned the 5G towers. Well, if you remember during the pandemic, there were a lot of those Negroes out there. When I say Negroes, I'm referring to every race of fools. But there were those people, man, that 5G tower. I got 5G right now. Hello? Do you know there's radiation in the ambient environment right now, right? Like there's always going to be radiation on the earth because the earth emits radiation. The 5G towers were no different than the 4G, the 3G, the 2G towers. It's all the same shit. It's not even giving off radiation. It's going off of radio wavelengths, not radiation. There's not radiation transferring from that tower over there to my phone. No, it's a wavelength that's going through those two. There's a wavelength. It's no different than your Wi-Fi. I dealt with radiation. I know what the fuck radiation is, and that's not radiation being emitted from that. There's radiation in everything in the world has radiation emitting from it. It's just so low that you can't detect it. Now, most humans, you're gonna, like me, I was an emergency responder, so I could experience up to 5 rem per year. Most humans, they don't experience over, I think it's 0.5 millirem. So since I responded to emergencies and I dealt with actual radiation, I was authorized to be exposed up to 5 rem per year. Now, anything over that, we had these little dose dosimeters that you put on, and they actually keep track. So every time you go into a hazard area or a response, you wear a little dosimeter, and throughout the year to keep track of it. So every quarter we'd have to send them back so to keep your records to know how much radiation you've been exposed to. So and if you were a regular person wearing one of those, because depending on where you worked at, we would have to go out there and issue one. Everyone would get their own personal one, and you couldn't let no one else wear it. You had to put it in a lead cabinet so no radiation would be able to get in. But each quarter we'll go collect them all, we'll send them off, and we'll get your doses of how much you've been exposed to. And then we'll say, hey, this person can't work this month or this quarter because they've been exposed or they've been overexposed, underexposed, saying your long exposure shit. So when it comes to radiation and people start talking about that 5G shit, man, I just stopped commenting because, it's just motherfuckers just be talking. Motherfuckers just be talking. Exactly. You got the lead apron when you go to the dentist. When you go get an x-ray, you'll put on the depending on how you get the x-ray, you'll put one like over your genitalia because that's the most prone to radiation effects. Saying your reproductive system, then your organs. So all of those, yeah, you'll have that. But even you'll see when they do, say you're going to get an x-ray, whoever's doing your x-ray, you'll see them behind a wall. Like I would have to go out there, say if we're doing an x-ray in here, I'd have to take I'd have them turn the x-ray on. I tell them to shoot the x-ray. I'll be outside the door. If there's a waiting area over there, I got to go on that side of the wall, on that side of the door, and I got to take a radiation sample. So we can see they got to turn it up as high as possible because we got to go for worst case scenario. So I'll take my sample on the outside. I'll come in. We'll put a water jug down to simulate the human body. I take a sample right at where the x-ray is on high. Like I said, I could be exposed to more than everybody else because, my shit's monitored monthly. They always got to be protected by that. So I would always have to go out and do that. So when people talking radiation, I'm like, dog, it don't work like that. I had cesium-137 pieces. You used to have to go out there. That's how we took our sample. Like, man, I did all of that. It's cool times, though. But yeah, 5G is not giving off the radiation. It's going off wavelength. So I don't know, man. It's just the uneducated. The fake ice crystals. All right, let me play this and we'll go back and debunk some more of his ideas.
Because the internet can go anywhere. I mean, you don't have to be in a physical proximity of a cult leader or organization. You can just Google it and kind of get sucked in that way. Does that mean that we're all more at risk?
Sierra, I think it's even more ominous than that. I think that minor children can be recruited online with their parents not even knowing that they're interacting with a cult or a cult leader, because anyone with a smartphone, anyone with access to the internet is possibly a target for cult recruitment. And we've seen this over and over and over again. I mean, there was a group that recently has been exposed. I dealt with them over the years, called Love Has Won, led by Amy Carlson. There's a documentary about her calling herself Mother God. She would recruit online, raise money online, and constantly do events streaming online. Another group with the leader who also, by the way, is in jail, like Rajad Jamal in Georgia, is a group that called itself the Ethereans and later Carbon Nation, led by Elizio Bishop, who's now, for abuse, like Rajad Jamal, in jail. He recruited online and would sequester his followers at an Airbnb in Central America. So this could happen to anyone, and recruitment online is now the norm.
Right now, Rajad Jamal is serving an 18-year prison sentence in Georgia for multiple child molestation and child cruelty convictions. He was sentenced back in August and has since filed a motion for a new trial. Now, he's been convicted of multiple crimes. Does that make things more difficult? I mean, the cult leader is behind bars. How is he going to communicate?
Well, that's interesting because, Warren Jeffs, who is now in prison in Texas for horrible abuse of children, raping minor children, he still runs the cult, the polygamous cult called the FLDS, from prison. So it is possible for leaders to continue to communicate with their followers, even though they are incarcerated. Sounds crazy, but that's what is going on.
It's not the first time Rashad Jamal or his followers have been involved in criminal activity. Damian Winslow Washam was eventually found not guilty by reason of insanity for murdering his mother with a sword. Crystal
I remember
Pickens was
that.
sentenced to life in prison, and Yasmin Hyder sentenced to 35 years after robbing and murdering a Florida college student back in 2022. So does that relate at all to the case here of these missing people, that some of the followers could be dangerous?
Well, I think that this particular group, led by Rashad, is dangerous. I mean, he's in prison for violent crimes against children. And so what we see is that there is a feeling that the ends justify the means, which is a typical philosophy in cults. In other words, if I, the leader, say that it is just for you to execute someone that I feel is an enemy of our higher power, of our existence, then you should do it. And it's not really a crime morally or ethically, because the ends justify the means. And so many times with cult groups, we see them, going off the rails into criminal activity, led by a leader who feels that there should be no limit to their power.
Beyond committing dangerous crimes, police in Missouri also report the missing cult members acting in strange ways, such as running outside naked during a rainstorm or digging things up in their yard.
People that are in groups called cults, at the dictates or suggestion of their leader, may do really bizarre things. I mean, let's look at the followers of Amy Carlson, Mother God. She would make demands of them. They would do odd things. In the end, when she died, they would not accept her death, and they wrapped her body in Christmas lights and worshiped it. So there are groups and there are followers that we see that seem to be detached from reality. The leader creates a new reality, and that becomes their new normal.
But making choices dictated by one sole leader leads down a slippery slope.
Slippery slope.
What is the danger of somebody idolizing another human, putting them above everyone else?
I think the danger of worshiping a cult leader is that the leader has no real accountability, and that the leader is saying, I represent a higher power. So if you question me, you are questioning God. You are questioning that higher power. And so you feel that you cannot question the leader. And therefore, the leader can rationalize or justify anything. And this leads to abuse. That kind of power with no checks, no bounds.
All right, they just going in on what the cults are, but I mean, they had her in Christmas lights. 'Tis the season, right? But that's kind of what we were hearing in what's the name about the underground tunnels. Now this piece,
yeah, we're gonna play a little game.
So this piece of equipment here, this one right here is how we could use this equipment. We could check alpha particles, beta particles, gamma, and X-ray. So that's what this is right here. Now, don't mind me, I'm joking around here. This is just me. So this right here, no matter, like, you see it's already in the gray because that's the background. That's the background radiation. So like what's going on right now. But as you're hearing it tick, you can put headphones on this too in case you're outside. But this right here, it'll detect wherever the radiation is the most strongest at. So say you got to find a radiation piece, like the cesium-137, that's what we use to calibrate all of the equipment. So you will put that on there. Like I knew there's like calculations to do like all the half-light and all that. We don't need to know that and that shit. But right now you're going to hear it ticking because the piece is locked up. So we had to keep all radiation pieces locked up. And this little bitty circle piece, the cesium 137, if you leave it in your pocket for an hour, it'll burn through your skin. So if you just listen, like, yeah, I'm joking around, but so this is going to be showing you exactly where the radiation is the most strongest within this room.
Yeah, we're gonna play a little game called Find That Push. Where that? Where that? Oh shit, this is somebody's DM.
And you see how it turned red? Because if you were exposed to that too long, you see the background started turning red. But if I pull the cesium piece out, you got to always wear some glove, because if not, you got to make sure you wash your hands. You got to wash your hands 3 times with regular soap, or you got to get this lead type. It's kind of like a degreaser that you got to wipe your hands off with, because after touching the little cesium piece, touching your face, you'll be putting the radiation on your face. So you get a long exposure to that. It'll definitely mess you up. But this piece of equipment here, it can find the smallest radiation piece. Now, when there was an F-15 that crashed, we actually had to respond to it. So I was out there, but instead of using the handheld, I got the strap that you put over your shoulders. This ain't no pause because this is me working. So you put the strap over your shoulder, you put the headphones on, and then there's the alpha piece, the alpha and which one is it? The alpha is a handheld, but it's just a little circle like this that you got to use your hand. Then you got the beta one. It's the same one pretty much. It'll do alpha and beta. Alpha, you can just wash that off with water. Beta is stick to your clothes. And then gamma and X-ray, it's going to go through your body. But in order to find the little piece, because there's a radiation piece inside of a jet that we got to find that they use for the GPS, I had to go out there and I was scouring. We had to do a section, and we had 3 people, but we had to do it in, you do it in increments. So I had the first section because I was the first responder, and I went out there, but I had you tape the X-ray part down to your ankle. So while you're walking, but you got to take small steps because it takes about a second or 2 to read it. But yeah, man. And then this is the piece right here. So this right here is the cesium 130. This little bitty piece right here, but let that shit get on your skin for an extended period of time. Oh, I'm talking about it'll burn a hole through your thigh. Yeah, so this is cesium 137. We had about 4 of these pieces. Now, you see it says September 22. That's just the date, like, for it to be calibrated, because there's a half-life for all of this, but the half-life is like 350 years or something like that. Yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I miss this stuff. I ain't gonna lie to you. Then you had the Ronald McDonald. Nah, so you're all right with X-rays. So when it comes to X-rays, of course, X-rays are dangerous if you don't use them correctly. But when we would go out, we wouldn't use this equipment. That equipment I was just showing you, we wouldn't use that. We used the little I forgot what the hell was it called. It was the Ronald McDonald? Let me see. We called it that because it was red and yellow. So was it a Geiger counter? I can't remember the name. But yeah, so radiation, of course, if you use it improperly, then yeah, it'll be bad. But when we go out there and sample it, we sample it at the worst possible, you know what I'm saying, the worst case scenario. But most of the time, you can be exposed up to a certain amount of radiation. Emergency. Now y'all got me looking into bio stuff. So this is OSHA. I worked directly with OSHA. I had to follow all their rules because if they ever showed up and you were, well, that's the thing. The military, we don't get fines by OSHA. We just get written up and it looks bad when we report it to like the commanders. So radiation emergencies pose hazards for all workers in impacted areas. Workers whose job sites are at or near a site of radiation emergency are likely to need to shelter in place, evacuate, or safety emergency responders, workers, particularly law enforcement officers, firefighters, medical and rescue workers, and other first responders. That's where I fell into. Where's it at? All right, here we go. The ionizing radiation standards generally limit whole body occupational ionizing radiation dosage to 1.25 rem per calendar quarter. That's where I was telling you each quarter we'd have to go out and we'd pick up your dosimeter to see how much you were exposed to. Responders generally must not exceed 5 rem. So me, I could go and be exposed up to 5 rem per year because I was exposed to it. But that means next year I wouldn't do any response if I exceeded the 5 rem. Now, most people, you like I said, you'll be exposed to maybe like 0.5, 0.05 millirem per year. So that's what you're exposed to just casually walking around. There's nothing like we're exposed to radiation no matter what. So there's always going to be that. But in the event of an emergency or something, I could go in there. The most I've ever been exposed to was about probably like a little under 1.5 rem in a year. But that's because I had to do an ionizing survey on one of the huge jets. Well, not the jets, but it was the C-17. It opens up the nose and it's a radiation piece in there. So I did get exposed to about 1.5 rem almost in 1 year. And this is 2012 going into 13. But yeah, you'll be all right. An x-ray, of course, like I said, it's going to always attack the reproductive system first. So that's why no matter what, whenever you get an x-ray, if you're laying down on the table, they'll put a lead apron over your genitalia, over your breast, such that nature. Well, for men and women, it's different, but they'll also do it around their vaginal area also. Just because radiation, it could have a different effect on different people, but more than likely it's not. But you'll be all right when it comes to these x-rays. Most x-rays that they use within medical clinics, dental clinics, they're not able to turn them up high enough where you could be overexposed. But after a while, say you got to go in there for multiple surgeries, they don't want to continue to give you multiple x-rays without the proper, PPE for you. Yeah, so, we got this is one of my strong suits while I was in. I know we ain't, and I'm just going to be showing y'all a little bit of stuff. But this is just a little, a little basic version here. So remember I told you got the alpha radiation. So alpha particles, you can stop those with like a piece of paper, AKA it'll land on your skin. You can get rid of the particles like that by just wiping it off. You got beta, it'll penetrate through paper, but it'll be stopped by like wood, plastic, anything of that nature, anything that's kind of solid. Now, x-rays, it's going through all of that. So that's why we were just talking about the lead aprons. That's why lead can stop x-rays. But then when you get to gamma, it's the same as an x-ray. It'll get stopped by lead, but then you got the neutron where if you get in contact with a like nuclear, that's why nuclear is so much stronger than gamma and x-ray. Oh, it's going through your body. It's going through your body. It's going to take concrete to stop it. Our bodies is built to water. That's why x-rays, they can shoot straight through our bodies. And that's why you get the x-ray, because the x-ray goes through the body. Gamma goes through the body. A neutron and a nucleus, all of it's going to go through the body. And the only way you're going to be able to stop that is with like a concrete wall. But yeah, so, stuff like that. You got to also make sure you decontaminate yourself. If you're ever exposed when you go into these x-rays, into any radiation, like a work area, typically you'll have on the proper PPE, Tyvek suits. Alpha and beta is not going to go through your Tyvek suit. So you put those on, you tape up your wrist and everything. I don't know, man. This shit was cool to me, man. I know it was dangerous, but I ain't gonna lie. I used to like responding to stuff. Like responses, that's what I live for. All the extra stuff that we did at work, I didn't really particularly care about it. But being on the response, that was just like my way to get away from the world, bro. Sometimes I wish I would have followed up with bio and did it when I got out the military, but shit, too late now. Definitely ain't about to see me get suited up and go into no goddamn response zone. Unless they were like, hey, Mo, it's the end of the world, man. We need someone to go up there and handle it. There's a meteor and there's radiation up there. I'm like, listen, tell me what needs to be done. There's a bomb that needs to be detonated on that meteor, that asteroid to save the world. I'm willing to risk my life so you guys can have a better life. But yeah, I used to always love to be a responder. That was my thing. It didn't matter. Chemicals, suspicious packages, the bomb threat. Well, it wasn't a bomb threat, but the bomb got called in. The plane crash. I had several suspicious packages that I responded to. I was on the Ebola response team, so I was the first person on the plane when they came in from Africa, and they thought they had Ebola because the 2 pilots had a fever. So I was the first person to go in there, made sure that there wasn't any other hazards on the plane before public health came in. So that was cool. Like I said, the plane crash, that was cool. So I experienced a lot. I got a lot of responses up under my belt. I know how to map out, like, say a bomb goes off and there's a plume that comes from it. I know how to map that off. I can predict, well, I call up weather. Hey, weather, this is Bio. Bio 1, the weather 1. Okay. We need the coordinates of where it was, and we need the direction of the wind. What's the next hour forecast and predicaments on the weather speed? Okay. Okay. Bio 1. Bio 1, the weather. Bio 1, the weather. Come in. Bio 1, the weather. God damn it. Hold on. Captain, weather isn't responding. You want me to go ahead and give you an estimate? Okay. All right. I'm on it. All right. Listen up, everyone. Captain said Mo is in charge. What I need you guys to get is the Radecos. Get 3 of those. We need to get those up. We want one upwind. We want one downwind. And we want one where the damn where the command center is. Take one over there. I want readings every 35 minutes. But Mo, we're supposed to read it every 45. I know that. But it says in the hand guide that we can take readings as often as we want. And I want those every 35 minutes. I want us to be on top of our game here. All right. So go set those Radecos up. You go get the generators. I already filled up the 2 gas tanks. They're filled. I'm in charge of equipment. Get those done. Hey. Mark that off on the board while I'm putting this on here. Get 3 Tyvek suits. Get 2 larges and 1 medium. Get the tanks. They're full. We went over to the fire department on Monday. We always fill up on Mondays. Let's go. Oh, man. Responses was my shit, man. I used to be on it. So I was in charge of equipment. So with equipment, I knew all the pieces that had to go get calibrated, all the pieces that were in there. So that's when you see me walking around. I was in there. I was calibrating everything. So, I'm making sure everything is good. Like, that was my job, man. I love that, man. I used to be down in the equipment room. So it was our building. We were on the 3rd floor, but our equipment room was in the extra room over in the dental clinic. So I used to have to go down the stairs. Hey, Mo, you got your phone on you? Right here, sir. Hey, I'll be over in the equipment room getting set up. And then I had to go unlock the hall. So when you go in, you had to put the code in. Or you had a badge. See, I had a badge because I was in charge of equipment. So I go over there. I got to prop the door open. I got to open up both doors, the equipment room, and then we had a computer down here. And in the computer room, that's what was basically like our response board. So I had all the equipment right there, and you put people's names, and then you got to put what equipment they're going to be having going out. I'd have everything laid out. Then we had 2 trucks. We had 2 trucks and a van. And whenever we were on call for that Moab bomb that dropped, we didn't know at the time it was that bomb. But any nuclear device that was being transported from the Atlantic Ocean to the Russian border, that was me. That was me. I had to respond to that. So whenever they would, they'll tell you like, all right, listen, we're going to be on call for the next 3 weeks. Now, when we're on call, we don't know, because we're low level. We don't know what exactly is being moved, when it's being moved, or anything of that nature. But our commander does, and he just lets us know, hey, 3 weeks, we on call. So I got to make sure that all the vehicles are filled up every day. At the end of the day, it was my job to get 2 people to help me fill up the vehicles. I had to make sure that both of the gas tanks were full. Like the little spare gas tanks that we had for the generators. We had 3 generators, but we had 2 gas tanks because one of them was a bigger one that you could actually hook up to the truck. So I had to make sure those were always good, because if anything was to happen, boom, they called my line. I got 30 minutes. I got to get to the goddamn base. So I was basically like a police officer, you know what I'm saying? I got the dip, you know what I'm saying? They called me, hey, we got 30 minutes. You got to get here. Boom. I go to the back gate, show them my little response badge. Go, get through here. I'm speeding on base. Get there. I got to hop out, because we would keep the trucks loaded overnight. Well, everything would be in the van overnight, but during the daytime, we take them out so you can use it for regular work. Man, responding was, hey, I used to love that shit, man. It used to be like, if you watching a movie like how firefighters be like sliding down the pole, pause. We didn't have no pole, but when it was action time, it was action time for real, for real. Shit, I remember the first time. So when you go to like the little command center. It wasn't called command center, but they had, so it was bio. The first people that were always on the scene is the police, fire department, safety, and bio. So we were always there. And I remember the first time I went into the IC, the incident command. It was me and the captain. He said, Mo, you want to roll? I'm like, fuck it. All right, bet. So what we had to do, now remember, I'm enlisted, so I'm rolling with the captain. Now the captain's gonna be doing all the talking, but it's up to me to take the notes, because I got the walkie on me. So I got to radio back and let them niggas know what it is. So I got to be focused. I got to carry a notebook with me. I'm over there. I'm in the IC, right? All the big wigs in that motherfucker. I'm in that bitch. And I'm up front like this with my hands crossed. There's a colonel behind me. I remember this shit too. So I think the colonel, he wasn't actually part of the command, but for some reason he had to come over there, because I think he was filling in for the commander of their group. I think it was for because it's bioenvironmental and then there's environmental. But he had came in there, but we were talking and the captain was up front because we had to go get ready to respond to it. So he grabbed me and pulled me up front. Cause I knew the fuck when I was talking. I can get in there and talk with them motherfuckers too. I'd tell it like it is. Hey, this is what we got to do. Because at that point, bio, we don't take over the scene. The fire chief he's in charge of everything. The fire chief. But then, like, when it comes to the responding, it's on us. So I gotta be like, I gotta tell the captain, I'm like, yeah, we got that. We capable of this. Nah, I just picked this up. We got this equipment. We gotta do this. So I was in that motherfucker. I was, ooh, you would have thought I was a quarterback in that bitch. How I was running that motherfucker. I'm talking for captain. Captain was like, yeah. Captain wasn't doing too much talking. Captain was just saying, this is our capabilities. I was over there giving them the rundown of everything that we got. I said we could do this. We got Sergeant Osmond here. Sergeant Osmond was the baddest motherfucker in the Air Force when it came to radiation. When Japan had that radiation leak, they sent him over there. Shout out to Osmond. That was my first supervisor when I got to Germany. That was a bad motherfucker right there. That dude knew everything about radiation. And since he was my supervisor, that's how I learned so much. That dude was bad, man. That nigga knew everything. Shit, good times, man. But yeah, I was in the incident command with the damn commander. I'm talking shit too. I'm talking that shit. They like, damn, who is this nigga? Say, you know who the fuck I am, nigga. And when I get out of here, I'm suiting up and going in that motherfucker because I know what's going on. But the reason I used to always like to respond is because I knew a little more than everyone else that was at the base, as far as like enlisted. Well, like lower enlisted. I'm not going to discredit no one that like outrank me. But I knew a little bit more just for the simple fact, my first base, I was around a lot of radiation because I was at Warner Robins. So I did a lot of we had an actual radiation program there where we had over 300 dosimeters throughout the whole base. When I got to Germany, they didn't do it as much. I think we had like maybe 20 people that were exposed to radiation like that. So it wasn't nothing like that. So I would always be on responses. That was always my thing. Like, hey, I'll go in there because I knew, you know, when people are kind of lacking in certain areas, I'm like, man, if there's a response, I'd rather go in there and do it right than have someone in there not knowing what they're doing and potentially hurt themselves or like safety. Because we would go in there. Sometimes it would be you with 2 safety members. So we train with them once a month. We train with them, but we don't know them like that to know, okay, hey, this is how we're going to work. So I'd rather go in there and risk putting my life in danger, but I knew I was going to do some shit right compared to someone else going in there and not properly knowing how to do everything. Because, you know, when we do training, I was in charge of training because I did the equipment. So equipment manager, I do the training. Most of the time they'll say, hey, you can give that out to people. But I'm like, man, they don't really, like, I fuck with the equipment every day. So for me, I had to read the manuals and shit. I'm going over to P-mail. That's where you get all like the equipment calibrated. So I got to talk to them. I'm emailing the manufacturers, hey, this isn't working. Is it possible for us to get this new piece? So I do all of that shit. And that's what I used to do like all day, man. I used to just sit down there and I used to, y'all know I hate reading, but I used to read all that shit, man, for no reason. It's just manuals for no reason. It's like, all right, cool. But I mean, that's why when you guys see me get on here, sometimes I get into a deep dive because that's like, I was like, man, if I'm at work, I at least need to know how to do this shit. And I'd rather know, you know what I mean? Like, man, that shit was cool though, man. That shit was cool, man. Then we got the hazmat ID. You got the HAP site, dog. There's so much shit that goes on. But I think it's mainly because I had to know that shit or I could die. You know what I mean? It's a little different when you putting your life on the line. Like, all right, I'm on here, I'm bullshitting with y'all. We got another thing that we're gonna watch the video for, some scamming going on in the hotel. But okay, I can get on here and bullshit with you guys. We can take a little break. But when I'm in that response, I'm on limited oxygen. So you got a tank that say you got 50 minutes of air, but in reality, you got 35 to 40 minutes of air. So you got to turn that timer on. You got to make sure everybody's on point when you going out there responding. You got a 50-pound tank of of air on your back. It says you got 50 minutes on the machine, but you really ain't got 50 minutes. Because when you putting it on, the air is coming out before you hook it up to the mask. Air is coming out, and plus it don't hold the whole 50. But yeah, hey, I used to tell them, man, look, my shit say 55 on here. Put me on 30 minutes. At the 30-minute mark, call me, radio me in, but I'm radioing in every 15 minutes anyway. So I mean, it's different when you fucking putting your life on the line. Shit. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I think I got. If I can find, I think I got footage of me inside of a suit to show y'all how much space is actually inside of these suits. Like, you got a lot of space in there too, man. You got space. You got a notebook. You can bring your arms in the sleeves. Oh, I guess it don't go back that far. So this here is your level A. This here is your level A suit. Now, this is full encapsulation. So when you're inside of this suit here, you can pull your arms out the sleeve and you got like this much space in front of you. So you can operate in there. You got your notebook on because also inside of this whole suit, you're on supplied air. So right now you're on the air, SCBA. So inside of here, you got the tank and it's got the little bag on the back. Let me see if they show you. So this is what level A looks like. But you, like I said, you can pull your arms through the sleeves and you can actually operate on the inside. So you'll have you like a little notebook this big. So you can go in there and you can write down what you see inside the environment. Boom, boom, boom. This is what I see. This is what I see. You got the radio on your hip. Yeah, this is what we got in here, but you got the mask on, so you gotta kind of yell because it's we got. So you know, what I'm saying it's cool, but so this is level A, and you see down here you got your feet taped up. So you tape up your feet, depending on the equipment you have, because sometimes they don't come with well, I mean, all of level A, they should come with them, but sometimes you'll get tears in them. So you got to put tape around it. Boom, 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 boom. You tape up your arms, you tape up around the feet because you got boots on. Like when you put your feet in, it's like a onesie, like around your feet at least. But then you got to put them inside of rubber boots. So once you put them inside the rubber boots, you got to take the tape and you got to wrap it around the ankle. So nothing, like no particles or any contamination to get inside of that. Yeah, so this is what the actual suit looked like here from the side angle. What up, Trill? Hey, Trill, I'm telling them about when I used to be in bio. So my dog Trill, he's logistics. So he was in the med group also. Well, I think he still is. I don't know if they kicked him out or not. But nah. So I used to do all this responding shit. Like, that's what the suit looked like. In the back is where you put your oxygen tank. On the inside, you be in that motherfucker working, bro. That's what I used to do, man. That shit was cool. So what I wore when Ebola came, when I had so when he said, why would they kick me out? I'm just saying, when Ebola came, I wasn't in level A. So Ebola came, I was in the Tyvek. So this is what I did. I donned a full face respirator. So when I went onto the plane for the Ebola, this is what I was in right here, the whole Tyvek. Hey, I told y'all be thinking I'm lying. Yeah, it was a bomb threat. It was a fake bomb in the church I had to respond to. That was the only time I ever been scared, dog. My heart rate was so elevated. I wasn't supposed to go in there, but man, wasn't no one else there capable of going in there. And look, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth right now. Yeah, I was nervous as hell. Like, it's the middle of Saturday, and my homeboy came over, knocked on the door, and said, "Hey, man, they need you. There's a bomb." And I'm like, "Nigga, what?" Sure enough, they called me and said, "Hey, Mo, can you get up here?" I was living in the dorms. So I'm like, a bomb? I'm like, why the fuck are they calling me? Why would they call me in for a bomb? I'm like, man, we got EOD on the base. We got a fucking robot that got the engine. So they called me up. They called me up and I'm like, all right, bet, what's going on? He said, all right, listen. They evacuated the church, saying that there's potentially a bomb inside the fire extinguisher. I say inside the fire extinguisher. I'm thinking inside the canister. No, it was the little cabinet that it's in. So I'm like, okay, well, when is EOD going in there? They said, no, nigga, the robot's arm ain't working. I said, what? What do you mean the robot's arm ain't working? What are you trying to tell me? They said, nigga, we need your arm. My arm for what? They said, we need you to take the box out of the case and set it on the floor and run a sample on it. And then the robot will be able to open it. I said, nigga, I thought this dude was lying when he came into the room. Because, dog, he had his lunch and was like, hey, Mo, they need you. It's a bomb. But he said that and went to his room like it was nothing. So I'm thinking he's bullshitting. So I'm like, I ain't nobody calling me. It ain't no bomb or nothing. But they text me in the chat to say, hey, Mo, we need you to get up here and respond. Because they knew I lived in the dorms at the time. So I'm like, all right, I get up there. And then when I go past the church and I'm seeing everybody, so I had to go around by like the DFAC and walked around the back and then came up to our shop. So then, all right, cool. We can go over there. We can get the equipment and shit. You're going to get set up. But before you go into a scene, you have to get your vitals read. Now, my homeboy Beecham, he was in the back of the ambulance. So what he was doing, he had to take my vitals and everything. He like, damn, nigga, you scared? I'm like, nigga, I'm nervous as a motherfucker. It might be a bomb in that bitch, and they want me to pick this motherfucker up. But prior to picking it up, running a sample to see if there's any goddamn explosives on the top. So first, I touched the box before I even do it. I got my whole level A on. Boom. Nigga, I'm nervous as hell. When it's a suspicious package at the post office, oh, I get in there, I run my sample. But nigga, this is a bomb, a potential bomb. So I'm running the sample. I'm like, nigga, I'm going slow as hell too, nigga. I'm in that bitch nervous. Heart rate elevated. I'm wiping that motherfucker down because it's 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters. And you got this little card that kind of you don't set it on it because you don't want to contaminate it, but you put it over it so you can see like where you start at. So it's like, all right, cool. So I'm running this sample slow as shit. And all I hear on the radio, are you all right? I'm like, nigga, calm the fuck down. Like I'm not taking the radio and responding. I'm in my mind, I'm thinking, nigga, what if that was boom? I'm like, nigga, I'm not responding. I look over, I'm like, chill, nigga. Cause you can see them outside. So I'm like, all right, I run the sample. I put the sample on this table over here to let that motherfucker go. Now it's up to me to take the box out. So I'm over there. The box is a little bit smaller than this. Like, the box is a little bit smaller than this, but let's say the box is in here like this, but it's about this high off the ground. So I'm like at like right here. So I'm running the sample on it. I'm going slow as a motherfucker. So now they're like, all right. I tell them, I step back, I put the sample down over there. I run the sample. I give them the thumbs up. They're like, all right. Now you can remove the box and set it on the floor. So this is what I did. When I went and grabbed the box, I was like, man, how the fuck am I going to grab this without dropping? So I was like I didn't want to drag it because I didn't know. And you know, at the bottom of the fire extinguisher, it's a little hook, so you got to lift it up. So I'm like, fuck. So I'm like, all right. I kind of like try to tilt it back. I picked that mug up. I ain't even have my full hand on that motherfucker at first, but I was like, man, nigga, grab this box before you drop this bitch and you don't. So I tilted back and I put my hand up under there. I picked that bitch up. I'm trying not to hit the side of the little door or the little casing that is in. I take that motherfucker out. Nigga, I went down to my one knee, and you're not supposed to ever put your knee down in the contaminated zone. But I put my knee on the ground. I was like, nigga, I need to be sturdy. Man, I'm telling you, that's probably the longest time of my life, bro. I set that motherfucker on the ground. I looked over at that sample. That bitch said negative. I got the fuck out of here. I got the fuck up out of there, bro. Nigga, I thought I was done for. Born in 85, dead in 13. I thought it was over with. Nigga, I put that bomb on the ground, but it wasn't no bomb, man. Some kid put a box in there, and one of the moms at the church had called it in. Man, that was probably that's the only time I ever been scared, like on the actual response. Man, I thought, I ain't gonna lie to you. I was like, dog, I'm about to, man, I don't know, man. They talk about, are you good to go? Nigga, chill. Let me take my time to get this motherfucker up out of here. And the niggas is over there, fucking EOD, fucking Germans over there on the robot. Now they doing all the work. Nigga, I was dripping sweat. I swear to you, I was so fucking scared, bro. I was in that bitch nervous, man. I had that Tyvek on. But I did that shit. That's all I can say. I did that shit. Shit, after that, I went back to the room, got back on that motherfucking. Did we have the PS4? No, this is 13. No, this is 2014 because I was in the dorms. I moved off at the end of 14. So we had the 360. Me and Trill had the 360s. Man, I went back. I got me something to drink, nigga. I didn't leave my room for the rest of the. That was a Saturday afternoon, man. That was a Saturday afternoon, bro. And like my homeboy, he's a cool dude. His last name was Dollar, but he's real nonchalant. He didn't care if the commander came over. One time the commander came over. You know, usually like when your boss come through, they ask you like, hey, is there anything you guys need? What's going on? He told our commander one time, and this is the guy that told me that there was a bomb and just went to his room and ate. Like, He didn't even come and check and see what the scene looked like. This nigga got his lunch and went to his room. He told the commander one time, yeah, I don't think that the morale is good over here. We could definitely do better, especially like our response times. Like this dude was like one of the lowest ranking dudes, but he just didn't give a fuck. But that was my boy though, man. I went back to the room. I got drunk, man. Like I accomplished some shit that day, man. No matter how much, like I did a lot of dumb shit. I got in a lot of trouble while I was in the military. But one thing they can never say is that I didn't fucking handle that bomb. That's one thing they can't say. Like I know, you know what I'm saying, not discrediting anybody that, you know what I'm saying, going to war and shit, but nigga, I don't respond to bombs. I respond to the aftermath of bombs. Nigga, I had to go in there and take a box that potentially had a bomb in it and set that bitch on the floor because EOD's robot wasn't working. That right there, I'll never forget that, man. That's the scariest shit I've ever done in my life. Elder said will be the best for a nuclear fallout. So with nuclear fallout, you could do a Tyvek. This here work. But what I recommend, you could do a Tyvek, but you're gonna want supplied air. Because these, I mean, they'll work, but after a while, they'll be oversaturated. And if it's a nuclear fallout, that's gonna be actual radiation. So what you're gonna want level A, like the first one I sold you, with supplied air, because that radiation is gonna go through all of this. But you don't want to be exposed to it. You like at that point, you're pretty much screwed anyway. You have to decontaminate everything that you got. Well, you're gonna have to throw all that shit away if it's nuclear fallout. But that's what I was talking about, like with the plumes and shit. Like whenever something went down, we'd have to calculate all that shit and just see which way it's gonna go. And we can make predictions of how much from depending on how big the bomb was that went off. Like, I mean, it's a lot more in detail. You know, I always try to keep shit like as much as layman terms and as simple as possible. But like all that stuff that comes into where the officers. So the officers are the ones that get paid the big bucks. We were more of the responders. They would give us like all the calculations. So all of our work had to be approved by the officers. That's why I told you when I went to the incident command, I was with the captain, but the captain knew that I was legit with what I knew. And I knew what we needed to respond to certain shit. So they would go to me and ask, hey, what do we need for this? So even though I was a fuck up, I got in a lot of trouble. They still trusted me. Like my going away plaques, you'll see all of them. They're talking about, nigga, you were like one of the most knowledgeable people. But you got to remember, I was also older than everybody. I joined at 26. So when that bomb incident went off, I was what, 28? You know, everybody else is like 22, 23. So for me, I had, you know what I'm saying, I had a little bit of skin in the game. I mean, yeah, if it's nuclear fallout, you're probably already screwed from the actual bomb. You know what I mean? Unless you like a couple miles or like 20 miles away, then nuclear fallout, what you would have to do though, all your vents and everything, you'd have to turn off the AC at the building. Like that's all. You got to turn the AC off. The best thing would do to tape up all your vents and all your windows and your doors. You'd have to tape all of that up. You just got to sit inside and just wait it out, because you're safer in the house than you would be outside. But yeah, you'd have to tape up everything. I mean, you're going to get exposed to it regardless. Like it's inevitable. You're going to be exposed to the nuclear fallout if you're in that path. But I mean, there's ways of preventing and trying to limit it. But you gotta get like. You got to get don't get packaging tape. That ain't gonna do nothing, because that's just like paper. You're gonna have to get like actual duct tape, but you got to put like multiple layers on it. But I mean, you can definitely survive a nuclear, you know what I'm saying, a nuclear explosion. It's just depending on how close you are. What's that? Cerebral, whatever it is. I forgot what the hell it's called. But over in like Russia, yeah, I mean, there's long lasting effects when it comes to radiation. So, I mean, if I don't know, well, we got time. Shoot, We got time. Hold on. Let me try to find you this video. So there's a video showing you there's a radiation piece, and this is like 1980 or something. But there's a radiation piece that's emitting so much radiation, you could only be around it for like 3 seconds before someone else had to do it. Excuse me. Let me see. Damn, what year was that? I'll find it. I'll find it. Yeah, Eric, you can't be around it. So let me see. Oh. So we used to have to watch all of this while we were, wasn't it in Chernobyl? I'll find it. I'll find it for y'all. But yeah, so they had a radiation incident, and they had to move a container, but it was giving off so much radiation, you could only be over there to it for like 3 seconds because you'll be overexposed. So it's like they had multiple people having to push it. So you go over there, you give it a push, and then the next person to give it a push. But this is back in like the 70s, 80s though. So they didn't really have too much technology. Did I see the Istanbul story of the dogs surviving the radiation site? Oh yeah, and it's the same like that in Chernobyl. Them dogs, they exposed to radiation. It's just, I mean, it is what it is at this point. Let me see. Oh, we were looking for a fake. I don't even know what a fake crystal in the cloud would be. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, we got the cloud seeding, but I don't know what the fake cloud was. So you saying just pull out my bling and chill and get wasted? Oh yeah, I mean, well, I wouldn't recommend if there's like a nuclear fallout to get drunk, bro. Like, I think you need to be sober enough to know what the fuck is going on, just in case. Because in the event that something like that happened, you're going to get notifications. It's going to, like, your phone is going to tell you everything you need to know. Now, is it going to be effective? Probably not. Probably not. Like, I don't have my gas mask. I don't have my respirator. All that's at my parents' house. I wish I would have brought them with me though. But yeah, I got all the gear. That's one thing about me. I know where to order everything from. I got all the gear. I'm prepared just in case, but I'm not one of those weirdos though. You know what I mean? I'm not one of those weirdos. Underground bunker. All right, man. Where we at? We didn't talk. Man, we didn't talk about this shit for almost 40 minutes. Hey, man, come on, y'all. Get focused. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. We got our next story. Now, this story was recommended to us by our girl, Kendall. On April. We'll go into some free time. But yeah, let me knock this out because this is like 45 minutes. We'll probably jump through it a little bit. But the backstory behind this is there was a scam at a hotel. Now, they're going to pretty much explain all of it to us because, I'd never heard of it until Kendall had posted it. So give me a second. And behind the scenes, I'm going to be trying to look up some of that stuff also. So allegedly, these two people, they were scamming hotels. And I think that they were using like fake identities to rent the rooms. And I think they had like fake cards or whatever. But the police ended up getting called. So like I said, they're going to go into details and they're going to tell us exactly what happened. And we're going to figure out who the hell these people were. We're going to try to figure out if we can find any of their personal information, like their Instagram or anything. And we're just going to start doing our little digging and research from there, because that's what we do best. We figure things out. We don't solve no cases. We just figure things out. I'm MoeDotJ. This is the Mo You Know. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button.
On April 17, 2022, Dunwoody police officers responded to a call about a couple involved in a fraudulent scheme. The duo had cunningly used someone else's reward account information to book and stay at the Marriott Hotel in Atlanta, Georgia. Upon arriving, officers learned that the hotel had received a call from a puzzled individual in California who denied making any reservations in Atlanta.
Now y'all see why I say check your account every day. Every bank account you got, your investment account. If you got rewards points somewhere, check those at least once a week. Always check your account. Now, it took a real world experience for me to overdraft in South Dakota, Rapid City. But ever since then, every morning I wake up, one eye open, I'm looking in that account. You know, I can't focus already. So I got one eye on that account. Whoa, 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 whoa. Where's the 30 cents coming from?
Oh, yeah.
Is that him out there? That's him out there? Is that him?
Yeah.
Oh, they're in here?
Let security talk. Here's Bill.
Okay.
All right, whatever's going on, I'm gonna tell like I told you. Okay, so I'm going 809. You get a call from California saying that his car was authorized for the room. Because these are the folks that's occupying the room.
Okay.
He wanted to know in California what's going on. So this is what we're doing right now, so he can have clarification. He said he don't know neither one of them. The girl, he don't know them. So we have to. So we. I'm gonna tell her like I told her. I'm gonna tell him. Like I said. I need an emergency.
What card did you use?
What card?
Yeah.
I asked my girlfriend.
It's her.
Let me tell you. I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened. So me and my girlfriend need an emergency. I need a room.
Initially considering a credit card mix-up, officers were stunned to discover that the couple had checked in using their debit card, but the reservation was made under someone else's identity.
So I'm thinking, you hold it close to your phone, it's not gonna work. So I'm like, okay, maybe they need to put the new magnet on. So you come back down here, so about the magnet, as soon as she tells me information. That's it. Okay.
Who y'all think illegally booked this? Him or the girlfriend? Who y'all think it was? Him or the girlfriend?
I wasn't aware of any false information you use, nothing like that. So
Read what is the name?
You asked your friend for a room.
10483.
Under two different names. Like I said,
I'm clear. So, real quick, can you get your girlfriend and tell her to bring the card that's in question? So, what card's causing all these problems?
My debit card.
They would have said, go get the girlfriend. I would have went over there, tapped her on her shoulder, said, hey, they need to talk to you. I'll be right back, y'all. I'm going to go to the room and get my other card. I ain't going back to the room. You see this hallway down here? I'm sprinting, full sprint. First, I'm going to act like I'm walking slow. You remember on Life when he ran across the gun line and he started walking? He was walking slow and then he took his hat off and started running. The only thing is they ain't going to shoot me because I'm going to go upstairs and get the other card and I'll be right down. You could talk to her. They're not getting me, not on this, no.
Your debit card? Yes. Okay, and do you mind if I get your ID?
Yeah. Okay. So what she told me, she said this card wasn't the one that's on file.
Which card is the one on file?
That's what I'm saying. So my person, my homeboy that I said used to get the room, I guess she used the card, whatever information that he used. That's what I'm saying.
Stand by with them. What card's on file? What card was used?
Okay, let me look at it again. I'll tell you. I called Mr. Kuhn.
They're over there.
Mr. Kuhn card was not used. They used a different Visa card on there. They gave it to the clerk. And that should have alert.
No, that's a MasterCard. So
yeah, MasterCard.
Okay. Ending in 4155?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the card that they used.
They used their own card, but the reservation and Mr. Kuhn's information was used. So that's a problem.
Okay, so they used this card when they got here, but the booking for it was under somebody else's name.
You want to come on?
Yeah, I would love to, because
he said it's free.
All right. This is Mr. Kuhn. That is his. I called him and this is his number. I called and asked him. I verified.
Okay.
This is his credit card ending. I asked him that. He said he told me they did not get that authorized. They used their own to authorize the get in. All right. The clerk should have been alert. Whoever checked them in, but she wasn't.
So
I cannot. You know. And this is Mr. Kuhn's telephone number I've been calling.
If the 83 is 4, then yes. 231 start confirmation.
Right. That's the
okay. So the room was booked.
Somebody booked it
with a different card.
Right.
And then
they booked it with Mr. Kuhn's information, everything.
Okay.
Yes. So whoever got, I don't know how they got that.
Okay.
Yeah. When we got here,
would you mind running that?
The male suspect, claiming innocence, insisted that a friend named Rico had booked the room, but he couldn't provide Rico's last name.
Anytime there is a suspect or character by the name of Rico, I don't want to have to say this, but presume that they are guilty. Whenever you hear the name Rico, Rico is a liar. Rico is a manipulator. Rico is a scammer. Rico might not even be real. But whenever you hear the name Rico, the story is no longer valid. No matter if it's spelled R-I-K-K-O, even though it's not R-I-K-K-O, R-I-C-C-O, R-I-C-O. Anytime you hear the name Rico, let me go ahead and write that down. Rico is a name that we just don't believe it. We just can't believe the name Rico. Yeah, my homeboy Rico booked it. Rico booked this for you? Okay, you're going to jail. Turn around, hands behind your back. Hands behind your back.
So you said your friend booked the room?
Yeah.
Who's your friend?
I'm about to tell right now. Somebody named Rico.
Rico?
Right.
Is Rico his actual name, or is that like what you know him
That's
as?
what I know about. That's how I met
That's
him
what
in school. Like,
okay, so you know him as Rico.
Yeah.
All right.
He don't even know this nigga. It's just some random nigga he met in school by the name of Rico. And he said, man, I'll book you a hotel room. I told you, you hear the name Rico, just assume that it is a lie.
You're going to need his actual name.
Nigga, I would have told him my girlfriend booked this shit. Talk to her.
If you want to, can you go out to my truck and over my my visor? You'll see my notepad. Can you grab it for me?
This is snitching, by the way. There's no paperwork needed, but we seen him give Rico's name and he gave Rico social media. This is what you would consider grade A, level 1 snitching.
And so this doesn't have his name on there at all? Okay. All right. Hang tight for me real quick, okay?
A call to the victim confirmed that he had no connection to the suspects, and officers gathered information for the ongoing investigation.
This is his information.
Hey, this is Officer Hanson with the Dunwoody Police Department. Hey, are you Mr. Kroom? Okay, so what's your member name? Okay, so do you know a Vashon? Okay, do you know anybody by the name of Rico?
Rico. Ooh.
No? Okay. All right, sir. Real quick, do you have your driver's license on you? Okay.
Hey, man, I told you I didn't book that fucking room, man.
Can I get your... What state is your driver's license out of? California? Okay. Okay, Mr. Kroom, what is your date of birth? Okay, and what's a good phone number for you?
Nah, Eric, this ain't relay snitching. This nigga's talking directly to the police. This nigga told the police Rico and then showed them a nigga named Rico's Instagram. This ain't relay. This is straight up just telling the law exactly what it is. Man, Rico did this shit. Whether Rico had something to do with this or not, this nigga blamed it on Rico. This ain't relay. This is the real deal. This is in 3K on Body Cam 3.
Okay. All right, Mr. Kroom, thank you. If I need anything, I will call you from a phone that is a 470 number. So if you see that, that's going to be me. Okay. All right, I will leave a message for you. Okay, I will leave a message for you as well. All right. Thank you, sir. Yeah, if you could. Yeah, if you could.
Relay, no, it's a real deal.
Can you get
we got action, y'all. We got
where's
action.
the actual? Where does it show the credit card number?
Oh, yeah.
They need to unblock the credit card number so we can verify that it's
Oh no, sir. If you could just confirm at least the last four of the credit card that's on file. Okay.
That's his profile they use.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Like I said, if I need anything else from you, I will give you a call with a 470 number. Take care. Bye. Okay. So, Mr. Kroom, whose information was used to book the room, does not know him, her, or Rico, the friend that he claims set up the room. He gave me the member ID number along with the last four of the credit card on file plus the expiration date.
And here's the physical card that you used.
They have the card. It's her card. It's right there, 4155.
It's the female's card?
Yeah.
But how is that card being used as the other person's card?
Oh, it's not. So basically, the room was booked under his information, and it wasn't authorized, and then they used their card.
Did they use his financial information to book the room?
What they did, whoever made the reservation used Mr. Kroom's profile. His profile brings up everything about him. That's what they did. And just booked it to Marriott. Just enter and book his profile by using this number. This number holds all his profile. Yeah.
And when...
So I used to be a Marriott Platinum Rewards member with my first job because we used to get the points. So now that I'm older, well, I mean, I peeped it out back then because, you know, I'm always observing shit. So with the Marriott Rewards, so I was a Platinum member at Marriott. Matter of fact, I'm going to try to log in. I'm pretty sure them points expired. I mean, I used most of them. When I was stationed in Warner Robins, I think I used the last points that I had to knock me out of Platinum. And I went back down to like silver because you got to hold a certain amount of points. That's a whole nother story I'll tell you about. But yeah, we used to get the reward points because we would travel around to the reservations and we would stay in the hotels. Now, our boss, John, he used to get the points from our flights. So imagine booking in my team, we had 6 people on our team. There was a smaller team of 5, and then there was a larger team that had about 11 people. So he would take all the flight points. So he would be flying to China and shit. emailing us from China and stuff because he was taking all those points. So this is when I first realized, like, all these people, when they stand in these hotels, so I'm like 18, 19 years old, I'm not understanding, how are these people staying in these hotels? Yeah, they got money, but they were using their rewards. But just like they said, with your rewards number, when you go in there, you can save your credit card information in there. So what they did was they got access from somebody probably on the dark web, or whoever Rico is, he's out here scamming folks. So they just log in with his information and they book shit. Now, what they should have done was use the points instead of the actual credit card. Now, when you use the points, then you can go up there and you can use any credit card to put on. Now, I don't know if they probably changed that, but when you use the actual credit card, like she's pointing out, that's why they got flagged. But if they would have just booked it through the credit card, I'm not the credit card, but through the rewards points, and then just put their card on file, and as soon as they went there, put the card on file, took their card off, it would have been using all the points. See, these are inexperienced, how could I say, scammers. You're supposed to use the rewards points because he wouldn't have known that those rewards points were being used. Now, Eric, we couldn't get the flight points because it was our company's points, but we could get the hotel points because we stayed there. So when we stayed at the room, since we were staying there for an extended amount of time, that was like our personal space. So we got the rewards for the hotel. So I was a platinum member at Marriott. I was a top tier at Holiday Inn. And we used to get all those points, man. I used to tear them things up, bro. You go out to Residence Inn up in Portland. I stayed there for 6 months. Man, I had 2 weeks worth of rooms that I could book through the Marriott because I was staying in a suite for 6 months. Man, that was good times. But yeah, you got to book through the rewards points, use the points, not the actual credit card. Because the credit card, whatever credit card you book with, is the one you got to put on file. And that's why all of this started to flag.
The mail checked in. What name?
Or whoever. You get the lady's name, Kelly, Baptiste, or whatever.
Baptiste.
And whomever at the desk checked it, did that,
so
they're also at fault.
Okay, so did they try to check in under Rodney Kroon? Or
I don't know.
Okay.
How
long ago did they check in?
Today.
So Sharon, that's what I was talking about. I'm 18, 19 years old. I'm walking around with $4,000-$5,000 cash on me. So you get per diem checks depending on the city, but the least amount of money that you can make each month tax-free was $1,500 because $39 a day was your per diem. Now in DC, you got $64 a day. Phoenix, you got $64 a day. Let's say Colorado, we were getting $39 a day. I tried to get the Alaska trip because you get $99 a day, and that's tax-free money. So prior to each trip, when you first get there, they might give you an advance. Here go $1,500, and that'll cover however many days, and then they'll come and give you another check later on. So for me, it didn't matter when they gave me my per diem checks because I always saved all my per diem checks, and I just lived off my working checks because per diem was tax-free. So I knew exactly each month I could at least save $1,500 minimum. But most of the hotels, we used to stay at the Residence Inn. I stayed on, I think it was K Street in DC, like downtown DC. Me and my brother had the top floor. We had the 2 apartments with the shared living room. Cause we were staying there, like, dog, we were getting everything. When we stayed in like the Marriott's, top tier, because we got the government discount. So if you got a suite, you were paying the regular price, like for a regular room. So we all used to get suites. Man, I ain't gonna lie to you. I used to love that shit, bro. Where you staying at? The top floor. What you talking about? Where I was staying at? The top floor, baby. How you doing that? You only 20 years old. Because I got it like that.
At 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But when you stayed at the Marriott's, they served breakfast and they served dinner. So all you had to do was pay for lunch if you really wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
And so when did the card actually get declined? Was the card attempted to be used?
Mr. Kroon's card?
Yes.
No, they couldn't have.
Okay, so
yeah.
Okay, so that's what I'm trying to get.
Yes,
so basically,
okay.
they just
came,
booked a room under his member number.
Right, and the thing is, the clerk should never let some, especially that it's under this rate, this market code, because that means that person is using points to check in. Mr. Kroon's points is being used to check this person in. It's not by.
So they did use the points. They did use the points. They did use the points, but they missed one minor detail. They were supposed to put their card in there, so when they check in, their card would be the one on file. I knew it had to be a small detail. These are rookies here. I broke this down before we even got to we talking about me traveling. I already knew what it was. If you would have put your card on file, you would have been all right using the points, because you would have just had the money that you needed to hold, you know what I'm saying, for any incidentals. But they just kept his credit card on there, used the points, and when they checked in, they used their card. Oh, Lord. See what I tell you? You use the points, but you got to put your card on file. So when you go in there, whatever card you book with is the card you got to use. But if his card was on file, you can't check in with your card. Oh, man, this is the ease. Oh, they about to go down for this. Hopefully, let's see. This is getting interesting now. This is better than I thought it would be.
They're not paying, they're using points.
So they're using his reward points
Right.
to pay for the room.
Yes.
That's what's going on?
That's what's going on. Okay. Whoever set it up knows his personal information and did it that way.
Okay.
Because there's a certificate number. Wait, let me go pull it up. There's a certificate number that would one program would have given them, and that's the certificate number.
Did they say who made the reservation?
Rico.
The guy says
it's some dude named Rico, but he only knows him by Rico, and he only showed me an Instagram account.
So this Rico is the one who made the reservation?
According to him, yes. According to Vashon.
And there's no way to verify that?
That does not come up in our system.
Okay. Fraud's shoddy.
It is a little bit.
Yeah. It's not. It doesn't necessarily fit this. Just because.
But
yes, his account was used, but his financials weren't.
His financials were not touched, as far as Marriott.
He wouldn't have any understanding of whatever facilitation to begin with.
But first of all he's asking is that he gets back his points, which I could arrange. I could arrange that.
Yeah, that's on your wall.
Yes, I'll arrange and get that back. That's no problem. But
was that 83 confirmed yet?
Okay, so
they cannot stay in the room.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
The officer asked the male suspect how he communicated with his friend Rico, and the suspect showed him messages on his cell phone.
This is not relay snitching. This is the real deal, y'all.
Sure. So, do you have any contact between you and this Rico?
Yeah.
You do? You mind showing me that? Is it on Instagram as well?
No, he gave me his number.
He gave you his number?
Yeah.
Okay. So what brought you to this one?
He tell me to pick one. Like, you know what I'm saying? He'll give me a choice. He'll tell me which one. He's like, whichever one you want.
How did you get his phone number?
I just told you he gave it to me.
Somebody that I knew. They said on Instagram. He said, give me a room. Give me contact him.
Okay. So when did he start setting up this reservation? I need you to get to that and just let me read it all.
Man, I would have asked him, man, am I under arrest? Because I ain't showing you this shit, man. We'll check out the hotel, but, nigga, I ain't showing you all of this shit.
He's right here. I asked him, but he still got me. This is it. You know, having so many money for the home, and I get the home, whatever the case may be. My question is, did I get scammed? Is he using my information to book the rooms?
I can't say.
Cause that's what he said though.
So
It's the same thing with this one. My brother. It's the same thing with this one.
What is this?
That's what these are the rooms that he'll give me. He came down here from the emergency, and I need a room.
So he sent you a picture of what is this?
These are the screenshots of this. Is like I told you. You told me it's 2 names to get in. When we came here today, it was 2 names. You put under hers, and then there was another person's name. That was another one.
This was another one?
Yes. And when he's doing this, and then we're staying in the hotel, so I'm thinking we're okay. I'm not knowing of nothing that's going on until just now.
All right, man. We can't give this kid a hard time, man. So it looks like they were actually scammed. It looks like he was legit scammed. But if it's too good to be true, that's kind of what we were talking about with like the coach shit. So it looks like this young man was scammed. But what I want to know before I get into believing that he's fully scammed, because no one's ever fully scammed. He participated in this. I want to see the conversation where he's like, yeah, you know, I can get you these for the low if you give me like a certain amount of money. You know what I mean? I don't necessarily think, I mean, I do. He was scammed. Like he's going off what the dude was sending. But I believe he had a small role in this. Like, hey, man, old boy be getting accounts. He can get you a room. Like I'm thinking there's some fishy shit going on here. Unfortunately, he's the one that got the police on him. Look at this cop right here with his hand on the wall. No, he's like, man, this is some bullshit. Man, there ain't no action here.
I'm following him. He need to do. I'm asking, so he tell me to get the room. He gave me the room. Okay, cool. Contacting him. Like, what's up? Hello, boom. He gets me the room.
Yeah, I'm letting them go. Hey, brother, you and your girlfriend, y'all gonna have to check out of here. Whoever this Rico kid is, he scammed you. If you want us to, only if you want us to, we'll do a little research. I'll take this number, I'll take that Instagram, and we'll follow up with it because what it appears is he's stealing people's accounts. So we'll go ahead and let you and your girlfriend go. But if I catch your ass around here again, you're going to jail. That's what I'm looking at right now. But we still got another like 27 minutes. So the truth might come out. And you know me, everyone is a suspect until I remove them from the board.
This is earlier too.
Okay, so how did you meet this guy? How did you first find out about
the truth? Here we go.
The mutual friends.
They're mutual friends.
The mutual friends.
Had they used the same thing?
Yeah, most people have used this before.
Okay. So why are you sending him money?
Because he has me pay him so he can give me the room. So like I told him, I said, can I get a room for this kind of person? I'm low on money. I just need somewhere to stay. Me and my girlfriend need somewhere to stay. He said, okay, I got you. He'll have me pay a certain amount. He'll give me a room. It's just like that.
The head scratch told me everything. The nigga knew this guy was scamming. Yep. Take him on in. Hands behind your back, son. Hands behind your back. Don't make any moves. You're going in. You knew a couple of other people that were out here scamming hotels, and you said, me and my girl need a place to stay, but you picked the fanciest Marriott you could find. If you need a place to stay, go stay at the goddamn Motel 6 or something. You want a discounted rate, $39.99 a night. Take them on in. The head scratch is all I needed to know. This is getting good. Look, they got him surrounded too, so you can't run. Look.
So this is their messages back and forth. I think I passed it. So this guy apparently has numerous accounts of other people's. Mm-hmm. That's the first one. I've only seen two. I've seen that one and the one used for this quote.
Did you get this guy's phone number?
No, not yet.
This sounds like this guy's going to be your vendor.
Yeah, no, he is.
And then
my guess is that he's just scamming.
Yeah. So this is the card for the meter stuff.
They don't want him here anymore. I gotta go somewhere else.
Okay.
Then he's going back once they're get their stuff.
Yep. Let me call Sarge and give him an update. So I'm gonna give you that back along with your license. I'll hand you that back. So just bear with us a little bit longer. All right. We're just trying to figure out what the heck's going on. All right. Yes.
Can somebody come upstairs with us? We're gonna try to get your stuff, and they don't want you here anymore.
Nah, I'm taking. When y'all got this with us, I go over so some get her pay and your stuff.
Are you on the phone with Sarge?
Look at her lazy ass. Go get over there and catch a body or something. Go make sure these niggas ain't running off. Go escort that lady to the bathroom. Do something on the phone with Sarge. Everybody else over here working, doing investigative stuff. You over here on the phone with Sarge. Ain't said one word. Get your ass off that phone. What up, Sarge? This is Agent Alvarez. We're on the scene here. Looks like a little bit of fraud.
When you get the chance to chat with me real quick.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
She needs to go.
Hey, Sarge. So, he got this Rico guy's phone number from, I guess, from him over Instagram. He came in contact with him through mutual friends who it sounds like they've all used this guy's service, which you pay him money and he gets you rooms at discounted rates. In the text, there are 2 pictures where he has sent a screenshot of like somebody's name, address. One of them didn't have a card on file. It was somebody in South Carolina, I forget her name. And then the second one was the one that was used for this room with the card that was on file on the computer. And so it sounds like, or what it looks like is this Rico dude is going to be the offender. And it's looking like he's just scamming people almost. Where people pay him and then.
All right, man, you ain't talking about nothing. Oh, yeah, the old Block 6 been found guilty for killing FBG Duck, if you guys care.
He uses other people's information to book these rooms for people, and then lo and behold, this happens. Yeah.
I want this nigga Rico's Instagram. I gotta ask him a question.
So I need to find out if. Okay. No, he just wants his points back.
I think they made they at 28 an hour.
I don't really know, to be honest.
The male suspect explained that Rico had booked a hotel room under his girlfriend's name and another person's name, and they checked in using his girlfriend's name. He mentioned that they had stayed in another hotel just yesterday without any issues. As the officers delved deeper, discrepancies emerged in the suspect's story. The male suspect maintained his innocence, presenting text messages supposedly from Rico.
Do you mind if I see those text messages one last time?
So they stayed at a hotel yesterday, and it worked, but they can't stay. It looks like they can't stay over a day before people will catch on to it. So now they done bossed up. But if I'm this kid here, I'm telling them straight up. At this point, I done already told on Rico. I'm like, why are y'all talking to me? This girl right here, this criminal sitting next to me on the couch is the one that booked the room. Y'all need to be talking to her. I talked to Rico, but when she checked in, she said we was all good. I don't know nothing that's going on, officer. I'm innocent. I am a victim in this scam that her and Rico have been pulling off. Sir, you gotta believe me. I wouldn't lie to you. I was just looking for a place to stay, and my girl said she got me and she booked this room for us. Her name is on the thing, ain't it? It ain't my name. It's in her name, sir. Why are you talking to me like this? I didn't do anything. I'm gonna go down here real quick and just check this door over here. I'm running, man. But it looks like the story is getting deeper because he just exposed it. They stayed in a hotel the day before. Shut up. Hey, bro, we booked this room and we don't know what's happening. They already said they don't want you to stay here. You can leave. Don't say nothing else. Just, okay, we can leave. Bet. That's it. Look at this dude act like he admiring the painting.
So this was, I take it this is the last one that he sent you?
Yeah.
Okay, and that's this. Yeah, that's this one. When did he send that? Okay, at 5:42?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When did y'all check in today?
Oh, I don't know.
Was it like,
I think
right after that at like 6? Actually, just pulled up. Yeah, it's
6:11.
Okay. Okay. And how did y'all check in? Like, did
he say he put it under her name? So
he put it under her name? Okay. So
he got me, and I told him.
Did he give you all like a confirmation number?
Yeah, it's right there. You'll see it. Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, you'll see it right there. Like when you send me.
So is that what you guys use to actually like look up the reservation?
No, we use our name.
So you basically like look it up by your name?
Yeah, we put her name.
So he put it under her name?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I can tell you that's not what happened because they have it under.
No, there is though. No, I know. What I'm saying is he. That's what he tell him. That's why he sent me this right here. That's what he tell him. He was like, because he said he has a reward system. So I'm like, okay, cool. He was like,
so right. Did you check in using this guy's name?
No, because he didn't. He told me not to.
Okay. So
he's like, that's from the rewards. Just use it under her name, and then you'll be good.
Hold on, I'm lost. So okay. So the room was booked under her name. Both of his name and her name.
Yes, that's what he said.
Okay. Okay. So, and then y'all looked it up under her name.
Absolutely.
Okay. Just trying to clear that up.
This is what. Just coming in at 4914 West Chapel Road. This will be faster.
Yeah, thank you.
About to leave, but it's out of Florida, Suwannee County, so I'm about leaving to him.
That's good. I just paid off. I'm gonna contact him. I don't know why that's so. Yes, sir.
To let you know that you got a warrant.
Yeah, I don't know. I ain't know what you're talking about. No warrant. Yeah, I know I had Suwannee County, Florida probation, but that's been handled. So I'm
not like a hit and run. That's what it sounds
like. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Okay.
They put me on probation, and I came back.
My guess is that you probably missed some of your probation requirements.
But I paid off. I don't. She didn't tell me all the time.
Sometimes you got to go in.
No, because when I went, that's the thing. I went to court, and the fact that
did they put you on probation?
Yeah, I went to
court. Yeah. Sometimes when they put you on probation, you still have to like
So
go for like
that's what I'm saying. She didn't even hold the agreement because of the fact that I was in Georgia and she was in Florida. Yeah. And she said I pay like $212 a month for like 3 months to equal up to whatever the total was. And I haven't
actually looked at the actual hit.
I know exactly when he just said that.
Okay.
But I know you said something about showing up, but she told me I didn't have to because it was Georgia and Florida. And
I got you. Okay. But that's still my guess is that something in that probation got hung up.
It only gets worse, bro. Just shut the fuck up, man. Oh my goodness. This is why I tell y'all, just don't do any talking, bro. Once the police showed up, fuck it. Hey, man. All right, we'll get out of here. You know what I mean? It is what it is. My bad, bro. You got to try to be as cool as possible, say as little as possible. This nigga then told them about Rico, exposed Rico's whole scam. Rico's about to go down because we know they're going to be investigating who the fuck he is. Now his ass warrant done popped up. Now they about to take him in for this warrant that he talking about it was in Florida and in Georgia, but it wasn't really in Georgia. It was in Florida. They told me I had to show up because I was in Georgia. Now he about to go down all off of a goddamn scam when in reality, all he had to do is just point over at the girlfriend and say she booked the room. She booked the room. When they called me down and said that the credit card ain't go through, and if I knew I was scamming, I'm not going down there. I'm packing my shit up. It's in her name. It's her card. I'm packing my shit up. She talking about, we got to go down to the lobby. The card ain't working. Okay, let's go down to the lobby. Look at my eyes. Let's go down to the lobby. When we get down to the lobby, she goes right to the front desk. I'm going left, and I'm getting the fuck out of there. We scamming. Anytime the card ain't working, whoa, I'm gone. I'm not coming down here and trying to dispute this and get a free room when I know that we are scamming. I'm getting the fuck out of here. Now look at this nigga. I knew the head scratch. The head scratch, it didn't sit right with me. I said, something's off with this brother. I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, but I knew everybody's a suspect until we remove him off the board. Now look at this nigga. He trying to get it out of this damn warrant. Talking about, you got a warrant, nigga. He said it was a probation violation. He said, no, I got like a hit and run on ours. He's like, no. They said I ain't have to do with that, man. I know exactly what you talk about, but they said I ain't got to do it because it's Florida and then Georgia. You know how it is. Like, nah, nigga, we don't know how it is. Sit your ass down. We're gonna talk to you in a minute.
Okay, so I wasn't sure about no one. I ain't getting no mail or anything about no one.
He's got to have a message where he said, all right, thanks, bro. Good looking out on this
shit. So y'all checked in under her name?
Yeah.
Okay.
And see, my reason for not knowing that this was anything like that, because this is not the first room.
So you used him multiple times?
Yeah, before. Now, that's what I'm saying. I'm not knowing it's a problem because he said he had a reward system. I'm standing in the room.
My phone just died.
Oh, yeah. So I'm standing in the room, so I'm like,
how many times have you used him?
This is my second time.
Second time? What was the first one? Or when was the first one?
Okay. Right here. I went to another one in Buckhead. I told him
the Buckhead one?
Yeah, I need an emergency for me and my girlfriend. I need an emergency room, which is my room. They would get a room.
Okay. All right. Hang tight with this officer right here. Actually, if you could, I'm just going to have a chat with him.
However, the investigation revealed that the reservation was initially under the victim's name, with the girlfriend's name added just moments before check-in.
So here's the plan. So I know you weren't the person working the desk when they checked in.
No, yeah.
Do you know anything about how they checked in?
And that's what I just printed up all the stuff for my demand.
Does the room reservation have her name on it?
Kelly,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Someone added that name.
So it was added after the
when
fact.
she was standing in front of me.
When was the Can you show me that on the computer? Okay.
All right. I just printed up. This is the clerk that did it.
Okay.
I just printed it up for the boss, or the manager.
And so when does it show that the reservation was first made?
Oh, we would have to go into another system to find out where it is, who made it.
Okay.
Yeah, and my boss, Brandy Beyond, because my number wasn't working to get into Marsh, the reservation system, because they were supposed to change it and hasn't done it. So I can't. I thought that he was coming. I thought he was coming back, but he hasn't gotten here yet.
Okay.
So this clerk, let's see. See, she made the change here.
So at 1804.
At 6 o'clock, yes.
So
it was made at 5 o'clock.
So it was made at 5:42
today.
So
let me bring this up.
That's when the reservation was made.
Yes,
5:42.
Yeah.
And this is when they added her name.
Right here, yes.
So
Yes,
that
604.
100%, that is when they added their name.
Right.
And that was when they checked in.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me bring this up. So the reservation is made at 5. I mean, an hour before.
Not even 20 minutes.
I mean, really?
Okay, so here's the thing.
Okay.
After talking to Sarge, it sounds like.
It is.
What does it sound like, officer?
Yeah, in the city.
I
didn't know there was that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call him one more time and update the information. Just keep an eye on. Are they still sitting there?
They were still. I didn't know they were still.
Okay. So once again, just so I can 100% clarification, reservations made at 5:42, and they edited it at 6:04.
Right, let me go to the reservation screen. Okay, so the clerk 87, 605.
Is when they checked in.
Yes.
Physically, like.
Physically.
See, I couldn't work with this old lady, man. You know I'm cool with the elders, but I couldn't work with her ass because as soon as you do something wrong, she's throwing you under the bus. She said clerk 67 did this. Clerk 67 should have caught this. Clerk 67, whoever that is, they should have did this. Like, damn, just say, hey, these people are scamming. Why does it matter what the clerk did? We're not talking about the clerk, man. You know what I mean? If I'm our co-worker, I'm like, Shay, yo, I fucked up, man. They came in here, they had a reservation. I booked the motherfucking reservation. Okay, I let them get the key cards. It's on me, all right? I fucked up. But don't be telling the police, clerk 67, that nigga Mo be fucking up. I knew when I first seen him come in there with that beard and that fucked up hairline, I knew this nigga was on some nigga shit. Like, hey, bro, clerk 67, this clerk, hey, yo, they fucked up, but we not here for them. Don't be throwing your co-workers under the bus. Now, when this gets out, you already know she's gonna go tell the manager, yeah, clerk 67, whoever he is, that nigga was fucking up. I think he's in on it. Now your ass gotta talk to the police. So did you know Rico? And they gonna ask me, do I know Rico? And you know I can't lie because we done seen 19 different Ricos in Tubi movies. So now I gotta tell them niggas I know I don't know Rico. I heard of Rico, but I don't know the nigga like that because I can't give up no information and snitch on this nigga Rico because I don't want to be in Rico shit. Then Rico's gonna know exactly where I work at because nigga, I work here. So I can't tell you what I know about Rico because I don't know Rico. I just know of Rico. You know what I mean? I don't have his Instagram, but she's throwing the number clerk 67 up under the bus. Clerk 67, he should have caught that shit. Like, damn. Hey, yo. Let's just get the scammers out of here and we can handle this shit internally. You know, don't be telling the police because now they talking to me. What do you know about Rico? I don't know Rico, man. The fuck? Hit that like button, man.
They were standing in front of the person. And she added this person. They said something?
So at 6:04 is when the name was added, and then a minute later is when it was fully checked in. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And I came on.
And you don't want them here anymore, right?
No.
Okay.
No, not under somebody's name.
I can more than likely help you with that.
Good, great.
So let me give my sergeant one last call.
Yes, okay.
With the sergeant's input, a decision was made to arrest the couple.
Oh, damn. Get him out of here.
Yep.
I made that decision 20 minutes ago, though. I already knew that these two had to be suspect.
So I found out what I could about the check-in because it was a different clerk that did it. Reservation was made at 17:42 today. It was edited at 6:04, and they were checked in at 6:05. And they're telling me that basically they're trying to blow some smoke up my rear because they're saying that they looked it up under her name. But I'm seeing on the screen that her name was added to it a minute before they checked in. Like 22 minutes after the reservation was made. Him and her, Vashon and Kelly. Not the clerks, no. Yeah, the guests who were saying that they looked up the room under her name, Kelly, and not a confirmation number or anything like that, even though they have a screenshot of this hotel with a confirmation number at 43, a minute after the reservation was made under Rodney Kroom's info. And then I think a minute later after that was the screenshot of Rodney Croom's information.
Damn. And this nigga then gave up all the evidence. They booked it 1 minute later. The screenshot came in. Hey, I booked it. And this nigga then gave up Rico's phone number, Rico's Instagram. You know, I'm shaking my head, but in reality, what I need to be doing is applauding. Justice was served. We got 2 scamming ass motherfuckers off the street. So you and I have 2 less people that we got to deal with. I know it sounds bad. We don't wish jail on nobody, but we did get 2 scammers and potentially Rico's operation up and off this street. So as an adult and in the real world, I look at this as a W for the police. I know people say fuck the police and all that shit, but this is a W because this could have been your account. These could have been your rewards points. During the pandemic, $200 worth of gas was used off of my card. I called the bank. I don't know who the fuck that was, but nigga, that shit says about 300 miles from me, 200 miles, something like that. I wasn't there. Get that shit out of here. And if I could, I would call down there and get the license plates of the vehicle. And I would tell the police to go get them niggas because they took $200 from me. Even though I got my $200 back from the bank, I want them behind bars, and I'm gonna go ahead and sue them for whatever they got because it caused too much emotional distress of me. I just ain't never gonna get right. But we got 2 scammers off the street. Plus, there's a probation violation and a warrant.
So, I'm thinking I got enough for DC schemes at this point. So, both go?
He's at the Justice League. Oh, yeah. Power could definitely use some notes here.
Okay. All right.
The male suspect kept insisting on his innocence and kept claiming he hadn't done anything wrong. He also tried to convince the officer that his girlfriend was unaware of the situation, asking not to arrest her.
Shit, everybody going to jail, nigga, on my watch.
Let's talk to the front desk clerk. You said you looked it up under her name? Okay, so what I'm seeing up there is that the reservation was made at 5:42 today. That sound about right? And then it was changed a minute before y'all checked in by the front desk clerk, like to add her name onto it.
Nah, no, she looked it up by her name. I don't know about no change.
What I'm telling you is what the front desk clerk told me.
Oh no, I understand.
So
whoever the employee was that she was up there, he would call her, ask, I don't know what it was, but we tell her name. We said, okay. She like Batiste, and he's like, oh, Kelly. She's like, yes, cool. That's all it was.
Okay. So here's the problem that I'm having. Is one, this dude is sending people's personal information. Like, does that not seem a little weird?
I understand that. He's telling me he has reward points for the hotel. That's all I know.
Under different names?
That's all I know.
Like, one's a female?
I don't know what he's doing.
Like, does it not seem a little strange?
I mean, it does. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know. He said we live for cheap. I need somewhere to stay. It's an emergency.
I get that.
But thinking about that, and this seems sketchy. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say, nah, this is what he did. But I just stayed there. I just somebody stayed with my girlfriend. Like, I wasn't.
So where do you stay at now?
I stay in Pines. We came down. I didn't have my key to my house. My parents were not home.
Okay.
And I needed a home emergency.
Okay.
That's all I know.
She trying to act like her stomach hurt over here. Ma'am. Where's the female officer? Get the female officer over here. You over here with the glasses. Pat him down. Put him in cuffs. We'll talk to him in the back of the police vehicle. Ma'am, put this lady in handcuffs. We'll talk to her in the back of the vehicle also. It seems like she's not telling us something because the reservation is in her name for some reason. So I'm thinking she's the mastermind behind this and she's just being quiet and this guy is nervous and telling all the information. Go ahead, lock them both up.
That's all I can say.
Okay. So here's the deal. A couple things. One, hotel doesn't want you here.
Absolutely.
Two, I got reason to think that y'all knew that this whole thing was a load of crap.
Because
you getting random people's personal information Like cards, addresses, everything.
I don't know about the card. He just sent me the name and the little.
You can look down and you can see the card, man.
I didn't go to that. I was the confirmation number and the name. That's all. I don't know about nothing. I didn't see that. I didn't click on the card. I didn't see no card.
Okay.
And even if there was a card, I'm thinking it's his or whatever the case may be. I'm not knowing about none of that.
See, I didn't know that they had the credit card in the message also. He talking about he didn't go down to that. He just looked at the confirmation. Nigga, it's one whole picture. It's one whole picture. It's not like a picture you got to scroll down for. You click it and everything pops up on it. I knew something was off about him. But yeah, she's a little too quiet over there because if he's doing all of this, she's the one who knew Rico. She knew Rico and told her boyfriend about it. He went through with all of it. All right, let me talk to Rico then. So when he said he found out about Rico through mutual friends, he found out through her. Because why would he be talking to Rico and then have Rico put it and change it and put it in her name? So this nigga knew the whole scam. They ain't on this. That's why she over there acting like her stomach hurt. Nah, your stomach gonna be hurting tonight because we didn't already serve dinner, boo-boo. It is jail time. Lights out. Yeah, both of y'all going down. Both of y'all, I'm telling the judge, I recommend well, he got a warrant, so we're gonna go ahead and get his ass up out of here. But I'm telling the judge, I'm saying, Judge, that wasn't they cards. They scamming. I recommend at least a year in jail. At least a year in jail. Now, what I would really recommend, and if you have the time, Your Honor, I really recommend you putting 5 years on both of them. I know it's a little steep, but you got to make an example. I know people gonna say they don't treat the white folk like this. Yeah, I know, but fuck it. They scamming. It could have been you. It could have been me. But let me tell you something. At this age and point in life, it ain't gonna be me because I'm pressing charges to the full extent of the law. Yeah. Scam me if you want to. If I can find out who you are, you're going down. You're going down.
And if I did, I would not have booked the room.
All right. So here's the deal. You mind standing up for me? Yeah. Okay. So right now, give me place under arrest for disorderly conduct.
What I do?
What you do?
Fraudulently booking a room.
I'm not knowing about no room.
You use a third party to book a room using other people's information.
First of all, this nigga's been doing some prime time scamming. It's been right in our face. It's been right in our face. It's been right in our face. Him and his girl needed a place to stay, but he got this this G-Star Raw
information.
I understand that, but I'm
about
not
$80
notified.
sweater.
I told you who did it. Like I don't understand.
You didn't tell me who did it. You showed me an Instagram page of who did it.
I showed you the messages.
It's still, you are in a spot to fraudulently take valuables, i.e. the hotel room. Okay?
Okay, I understand. Can I ask one thing?
Yeah.
Just she did not know. She's following me. I'm getting the room. That's all. We need somebody.
She didn't know.
I swear to God, my father and my mother, she did not know.
Man, don't you be lying on your mama and daddy. She knew. That's why she put her name on there. She knew you niggas ain't had this kind of money. So she knew. And that's one thing I never understood. They try to say she didn't know, but she know niggas ain't got no money for this hotel. She just like, come on, man. If my homeboy is like, hey, bro, I'm gonna book these rooms for us. Where we staying at, man? It's a 5-star. Nigga, I'm not even booking myself a 5-star room, let alone, nigga, you not about to book 2 of those rooms. Nah, I'm good on that one. So for her to, she's in on this. And this nigga done lied on his mama and his daddy, boy. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. He done lied on his mama and daddy.
She didn't know.
Look at her. I'm not crying. My girl had nothing to know.
So is this you telling me that?
No, I'm not telling you anything.
Okay.
She didn't know. I told her, I said, he gonna use her name.
Why is she crying if she didn't do nothing? Why is she crying if she didn't do nothing? And he didn't say she was under arrest. He just said you was under arrest. She's crying because she knows that you didn't already told this information about Rico and the whole plan. So when you get down in that interrogation room and they start talking to you about that warrant, you gonna tell the truth and say that, no, my girl actually had this shit. She the one that introduced me to that nigga Rico. She gonna be a city girl, all right behind bars.
I couldn't find my ID at the time. She said, okay, I'm not thinking nothing of it. We're in the middle of moving. I couldn't find my ID. We get here to the room. I find my ID. Okay, cool. That's why I'm able to give it to her. She has nothing to do with this. Just let her go home. That's all I'm asking y'all. You can do it. She has nothing to do with this.
But the problem I'm having is
it's under her name.
Yeah, is it was changed to add her name onto it.
The change part,
and that y'all checked in under her name. I understand. That's the problem that I'm having.
Well, can we call the other employee? It wasn't supposed to be. Nothing was supposed to be changed. She said, "What's the name?"
It was edited at a minute before y'all checked in.
And I'm telling you guys that I have no high recollection of that, bro. And I told maybe he changed it. That's what I'm saying. I'm not sure about that. I just said it needed to be on her because I couldn't find my.
It was changed by the front desk.
That's even worse. So we need to call the employee because I don't know her.
Okay.
Now the nigga's telling on clerk 67, who we already assumed probably had something to do with it because it was changed at the front desk 1 minute prior to them checking in. So that means they must have been in contact with this nigga Rico, or he must have sent the text like, hey, we coming up here putting in my girl's name. Oh my goodness. So now it makes sense. I was going in on the lady, but the lady was just doing her job. And she said clerk 67 should have caught this, but she found out that clerk 67 changed it 1 minute prior to them checking in. Oh my God, she was doing her job. I apologize to that lady. I apologize. I take that back. Oh man, clerk 67 is going down. And now he telling them, we need to call them. Nigga, don't call me. Nigga, call Rico. Oh man. So the old lady was right. I knew when I was telling you the story, she prejudged me, and that's all right. Sometimes you gotta prejudge people. They say don't judge a book by its cover, but sometimes you got to. So when I came in there with the beard and the messed up hairline, she already knew something was off with clerk 67. So that's why I was telling you that story, because I was trying to get in the mind of the older lady, and it all made sense once we got to the end, because now this nigga saying, well, call the clerk. Why are we going to call the clerk for you checking into the room and it being changed 1 minute prior? That's because the clerk has something to do with it. The clerk knows Rico, or you contacted her through via Rico. Oh, or the girl knew the person up front because she is the actual mastermind, and she said, hey, change that shit to my name. Oh my goodness. Bring them both in. Bring them both in. Yeah, both of them going down. Both of them are going down. I want them both in here overnight. Turn the AC up. Don't give them no food. Don't give them no drink. One of them is going to crack. One of them is going to crack. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And just dangle that warrant over this nigga's head. He going to tell the truth. Hey, we got this warrant. We can extradite your ass back to Florida now. You give her that information. She did it. I promise you she did it. On my mama and on my daddy, she did it. Ah, damn. This dude, he didn't went from telling, he didn't gave up the whole operation. He didn't told on Rico, gave them Rico's phone number, Rico's Instagram. He didn't told on the clerk, saying, well, maybe the clerk did it. Dog, it just ruined everything. Whoever this nigga Rico is, this is 2022. I'm gonna see if there's a follow-up about it. But Rico, I apologize on behalf of all the real niggas in the world. Because we wouldn't have showed them no phone number, no nothing. They would have said, let me see the phone. I would have tossed that motherfucker so far. No, they not seeing nothing. But this nigga done told. And she over here crying like she ain't had nothing to do with it. But her name got changed 1 minute prior. And this nigga gonna tell the police, well, we were in the middle of moving. We stayed in the hotel last night. We were in the middle of moving. I couldn't find my ID. But when we got in the hotel room, I found my ID. And that's how I could present it to you. So you mean to tell me that you lost your ID from last night to today, but you found it once you got into the room after her name was changed 1 minute prior to y'all checking in and her car being put on file? That's what you're telling me right here on the crime scene. That's what you're telling me, that you lost your ID, but you found your ID before you came down here to present to me when you didn't know that the police was coming. So, you know you done fucked up, right? Rico, you're going down. Yeah, Rico is going. Rico is probably eating good too. Rico is probably making. Let's just say Rico is making like $1,000, $2,003. I say Rico is probably making about $5,000 a month off of this little scheme here. Not anymore. Not anymore. We got Instagrams. You know, Instagram is going to give you that Gmail. Instagram is going to tell you if they change their name. Instagram is going to give you their phone number. That phone number is going to have to be connected to a phone because you can't make an Instagram now without a phone. That started in 2020. So it's over with for Rico. All because of this dude right here. I'm talking about I lost my ID, but I found it when we got in the room. That's how I could present it to you. You're going to find an ID, all right. To the left. Face forward, you about to have a new ID.
I don't know the employee. All right, well, he's gonna figure it out, man. I'm gonna go ahead and. All right, man.
Look at her. Look at her.
Turn around. Don't. All right, man. You need to turn around.
She said, yeah, he, nigga.
I'm gonna go ahead and. All right, man. You need to turn around.
Oh, nigga. You know she guilty as a motherfucker. Anybody that's crying like that didn't have anything to do. If you didn't have anything to do with this, you ain't gonna be crying like this. But when you know this nigga's about to get in this damn precinct and fold.
I don't know her. I don't know the employee. All right, well, he's gonna figure it out, man. I'm gonna go ahead and. All right, man. You need to turn around. Don't.
I couldn't be a police officer, nigga. You are under arrest. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to an attorney.
I'm gonna lock
if
you
you
so they
cannot
don't clamp
afford
down your
one,
wrist,
we will
okay?
appoint one to you.
Get your purse. I can get your purse for you. Okay.
You understand these rights that we have just Mirandaized your ass with. Yep, that's it. That's it. We'll take that as consent. You're going down. Oh,
Walk with me.
Look at the lady at the front desk. Hey, everyone shout out the lady at the front desk, Clerk 1. She's been there the longest. Everyone put Clerk 1 in the chat, man. Shout out to Clerk 1, the real OG. Look at this dude. Look at this Rico right there. Look at Rico. Damn, they didn't call y'all ass. Hey, don't do crimes, y'all. Don't do crimes.
Do you have any pockets?
My phone.
Just your phone? Okay. All right, I'm going to use the back of my hand. Just make
What
sure
up,
that there's
Bradley?
nothing else in your pockets, okay? All right, you mind turning? Okay. So go ahead and step in for me.
Nah, don't cry now.
Despite pleas of innocence and attempts to shift blame, both were apprehended for disorderly conduct and transported to DeKalb County Jail.
Oh, they was in there with Young Thug. Yeah, this is around the time Thug. No, Thug got arrested. Yo, no, Thug got arrested. And let me see. He may have been in there with Young Thug.
So I'll kind of explain this again once we get down there. So the reason that you guys are both under arrest is because you guys were in a place in order to fraudulently obtain a valuable good. Okay. In this case, the hotel room.
Yes, sir.
Oh no, he's in Fulton County. Never mind.
Now, the reason that both of you are under arrest is because the reservation was made. It was changed at her name. Okay. And the contact was made through you.
Absolutely.
Okay. It's just going to be a city code section. Okay. You guys are going to have bond set immediately. It's either going to be $350 or $250.
$350.
I'm sorry. So, and once again, I'll explain this when we get down there. I'm not trying to leave you all in the dark. I realize that this is not the outcome I wanted.
No, I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Hey, you got to look at her and tell her to shut the fuck up, man. Hey, shut the fuck up, bro. It can't get no worse. He just told us we about to bond out for $250, $350, man. It's cool. It's cool, man. You get you a decent lawyer. If y'all go through Rico, I'm sure Rico got lawyers on standby. You can get a decent lawyer and you can get this shit knocked off, man.
But I'm not trying to leave you all in the dark. Ma'am, they should be able to take your purse. If not, I will let you know, and it will be in the Dunwoody Police Department property room. Okay? You just got to come and then let them know that your name, and they'll be able to get your stuff back to you, okay? Your firearm is going to be in the Dunwoody Police Department property room.
Then they had a firearm on the too.
And I believe you got about 3 months. Okay?
I'm going to go get that ASAP. Yeah,
I'm sorry?
I'm going to go get that ASAP.
Yeah.
No problem.
So,
both of those.
it's going to be there. Just let them know your name, and they should be able to get it to you. Okay? You may have to call and make an appointment, so I'd call ahead of time.
Okay.
Call the police department and then go to property.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what number it is. They just recently changed everything over.
Okay.
But we could probably make an appointment for both of y'all
Right,
if they don't take her purse. But
Okay.
they should, because it seems like it fits in that blue bag.
Okay.
You guys have any questions for me as to why?
No, everything understood. I get what happened. I've heard about it before. My question is, the stuff that's in there, are they just gonna stay in it until we come back and get it? Are they gonna just throw it out? I don't want
Can you go talk with them about their stuff in the room?
We throwing that shit out.
Just tell them just at least leave it in there and let's pick it up. Like, that's
No,
all.
no. Wait, I can somebody just put it in my trunk or my car. My car is parked.
At least let us do that. If we can trust let everything.
Can you go chat with them about seeing if they can hold it in their business?
Because I have a computer. I have school stuff.
You got a computer?
I have school
You
stuff.
guys can just what's it called? Help us.
Okay, you pick that shit up from the side of the curb when you get out of jail.
Well, I can
crook.
just give you my car key or something because I have school.
Where are your car keys? Are they in the room?
It's in my pocket.
It's in your pocket?
Yeah.
He didn't pat you down at all.
No, he did.
Okay.
He did.
This is not funny. I'm funny. You laughing.
I apologize.
No.
So I'm gonna try to work with you to get your stuff in the best spot as possible, okay? Because like I said, this is not the outcome I wanted. Okay.
All right. Yes, sir.
So I will catch you guys up when the other officer comes out.
She said it's not funny. Why are you laughing? Why are you crying?
Y'all can spend the least amount of time as possible.
Hey, in fact, Eric, we said the same shit.
But
this shit ain't scary. What you
that,
crying for,
and
dude?
then
We just
I
got
will let you
scared.
know what he says. I'll probably slide open that middle door. Okay.
No problem. I'm about to tell you why.
Well, what did he say?
He says I'll probably.
Someone tell me what he said.
He says I'll probably slide open that middle door. Okay.
No problem. I'm about to tell you why.
Damn. All right, well. No, not the dude said something. So this dude said something to the girl, and she says no. Listen, he gonna ask her something.
I'm about to tell you why.
See, she said no to something. I don't know. Well, they never got their Miranda rights read to him. So hopefully they can if they make it down there and they get booked without the Miranda rights, hey, they got to throw all of this out. Like, that's the first thing I'm always, hey, you got the right to remain silent, motherfucker. Yeah, you got to do the Miranda rights early. So now all this shit, well, I mean, everything they say is going to be used against them anyway. But yeah, if they don't get their Miranda rights, they good to go. But, you know, scamming is scamming. You know, it ain't that bad. Just a little misdemeanor. You get bonded out immediately, $250, $350. So what, $35, $25? Come on, man. She talk about, can you put the shit in my car? Man, that means they're going to search your shit. That means they can go through everything if you willingly giving them the keys. We don't know what this nigga got, because it turned out this nigga got a firearm on him. He got a warrant for his arrest, his probation. We don't know what the hell is really going on with that. She crying, making shit worse than what it is. And again, we getting out for $35. Like, come on, man. $35 is less than what we paid for the hotel room, boo-boo. You know what I mean? No, it's not odd, Sharon, because this is just a little misdemeanor. It's not like a violent offense. So just putting them in, like, there's nothing. It's not like they were stealing or anything. You know what I mean? So you can put them in the same vehicle. It's not like they were whooping somebody's ass. You know what I mean? Now, the identity theft, they might get something for that. But man, these white collar crimes, you don't get nothing for, really. Because it wasn't like they used the financials. They did put their own card on there, but they were just using the points. So they only were covering the incidental. You know, they're like, we got to have a card on file in case some shit go crazy. We'll take that out of that 100. That's all they did. So, yeah, I mean, they all right. This ain't nothing serious, but this was good, though. This was good. This right here shows you guys, while doing crime, it just isn't something you want to do in life. You know what I mean? Now, we've all done some crime in our life. It's inevitable. We've all done something, whether it's running a red light, maybe a rolling stop. We've all committed crimes. But it's just to the extent that you want to do it. Like booking a hotel room through somebody, like this is all, they all knew that this was a part of the whole thing. She had something to do with it. I can't put my finger on it, but she knew what was going on. She knew what was going on. And if, like, the whole Clerk 67 changing it 1 minute before they checked in, like, she was in on this. She may have not been the mastermind, because it's starting to look more and more like she wasn't the mastermind. But come on, man. You willingly participated in this, and you knew you niggas didn't have this kind of money. So it's like, come on, you got to go to jail for this. Plus, you put it in your name. Come on. He just magically found his ID. So was the hotel last night in your name, or was it in his name because he had his ID last night? You see what I'm saying? I don't know, man. It's cool, though, man. I ain't gonna lie. I like watching this stuff. Of course, you don't want to see nobody go to jail, but I mean, they knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing. That's my story, and I'm sticking to that. They knew exactly what they were doing. But other than that, man, we're pretty much done here. I mean, that was probably the highlight. I like this. Y'all want more body cam footage like this for Wednesdays? Like, try to get one a week? Because I like the body cam footage. It gives us a perspective from the law, and it kind of makes us respect it more when we talking about power. And that's what I always say. When we talk about the administrative group, we got to have some police presence. If not, then it's like, man, okay. Here we go again. I can find body cam footage all day. All right, well, bet. Each week, each Wednesday, that's what we're going to do. We'll do 2 articles, and then we'll do body cam footage to end off the night. Try to get body cam footage unless, well, if you send me the body cam footage or like the link or whatever it is, I'll look it up. But I'll look up some articles also, because I do want to know if there's a follow-up to this. Like, see how much time they got, so we can actually get the whole story. You know what I mean? So we'll do that. And hopefully it's like around 20, 30 minutes. All right, so cool. Wednesdays, we do body cam footage and 2 articles about something that's going on. All right. Y'all hit that like button. I am off tomorrow, but I got to do some editing. Tomorrow we have Are We Ready? I'm going to start that at probably 2 p.m. Eastern, because I don't know if we're going to have work on Friday. But I'm going to actually open up the lines. I'll put the link So you can come on here. You got 5 minutes to shine. Give like your prediction, your theory. Don't give us any spoilers. You know what I'm saying? We'll cut you off. But give us like your little prediction theory. So on Thursdays, we'll have that opened up. And man, we're going to work from there. Friday, we back. Episode 7 on the clock. It's going to be a hell of a time. Let me see. What else we got? Saturday, I'm going to be working on the Amsterdam video. Put that together for y'all. Because I got to narrate that whole thing. So that should be up next week sometime. I might drop those on Saturdays. Yeah, have the traveling on Saturdays. So we just keep us a little schedule. But all right. Is it legal to carry a firearm in Georgia? Well, let's go look. Well, that's Wikipedia. April 22nd, Governor Brian Kemp signed constitutional carry bill into law, allowing both open and concealed carry without a permit for both residents. So looks like in Georgia, shit, you don't need no license. Just fuck it. Do whatever you want. Let me see what they say. Constitutional carry bill, SB 3019. Okay, so it says make sure that law-abiding Georgians, including our daughters and your family too, can protect themselves without having to ask for permission from state government. So as long as you're not a felon, you can have a gun down in Georgia. You don't need no permit. You don't need no license. It looks like, yeah, you just do whatever the fuck you want in Georgia. All right, I mean, shit, there you go. Yeah, in Georgia, just like in Texas and Florida, hey, if you got a gun, you got a gun. Sometimes you gotta go, you gotta go. Yeah, so it was passed in 2022, the Constitutional Carry Act. Look at Kemp. I mean, that's a cool law, though. That, I mean, I figure if you ain't got like, if you're not a felon, then yeah, you should be able to carry a gun if you want to. I mean, we got to put some trust into the people. I mean, I know it can get dangerous, but come on, man. If I ain't got no felony, I should be able to go buy a gun if I want a gun. I know some people feel certain ways about guns. I mean, I'm over here in Germany. They don't have guns unless you got like a hunting rifle, but you got to do a lot of stuff to get a hunting rifle. But I think it's all right, man. Hey, we got a gun. We got a gun, man. What's up? All the other kids with the pumped up kicks, you better run, outrun my gun. Did y'all know that song was about the school shooting? All the other kids with the pumped up kicks, you better run, faster than my bullet. Like, damn. That's a cool song, though. That's a cool song. But I'm about to get out of here, cut these videos up. If you haven't subscribed to the Mo You Know, it's pinned in the chat. We have a Discord if you'd like to join that, as long as you're respectful. You know what I'm saying? You can talk about whatever you want in there. Man, have a good old time. I'll be on tomorrow. I might do a earlier live during the daytime, and then we'll have Are We Ready that evening to get ready for episode 7 of Power. I'm MoeDotJ. This is the Mo You Know. Thanks for watching. I'm out.